Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu is one of my favorite shows of all time. When I was a kid, I remember trying to find any way possible to keep up with the show. We didn't have cable TV or anything in the house during those years, so my siblings and I had to rely on DVDs or sketchy websites to watch the episodes. Over time, I kind of fell off of Ninjago, not because I stopped liking it, but because I got busy and was watching other shows. I remember it was during my freshman year of college, a little after the COVID pandemic, when I got wind that the 15th and final season of the series was coming out. So at the time, I went back and watched the last several seasons that I'd missed. But even that was a few years ago, so I want to go back further to the very beginning and relive the show. I want to analyze every episode, scene, dissect the writing and the characters to find out if Ninjago really is a good show, or if I'm just being blinded by nostalgia. Alright, I think I've rambled on long enough. We've got an episode to go through. The episode begins with an overhead shot of this plateau/mountaintop. The realm of Ninjago is in this weird, modern but old Japan era. There are telephone poles along the road, but it's a footpath. There are no cars. You've also got people harvesting, presumably rice, by hand. Sensei Wu is there, and he's headed to Kai and Nia's blacksmith shop. Again, you've got modern communication, but medieval combat. And I'm not saying that's a problem. I'll touch more on it later.
To forge the perfect weapon, you first need the right metal and plenty of heat. Cool it off, and presto!
Characters' first lines and first scenes are really important. It defines their initial standing in the viewer's mind. It needs to display some of the character's most important traits, both good and bad. Kai failed to make this sword because he was rushing and lacked patience, something that comes up several times throughout multiple seasons. Nia even says that as her first line. She also mentions that their father is gone, maybe dead, so the two of them are on their own.
That may work for you, Nia, but I'm gonna be a better blacksmith than Dad ever was.
Boom, we're only 48 seconds into this episode and we're already learning tons about Kai. He's motivated to try and be the best he can, better than his father. Also, when Wu comes in and asks about ninja equipment, he stands up for himself and shows that he's not going to take anything from anybody.
And the shop is called For Weapons, not For Browsing. Either buy something or go peddle your insults somewhere else.
So, 4 Weapons, being the name of the shop, is a reference to the 4 golden weapons which are revealed later in the episode. Though on the sign, there are only 3. The sword, the shurikens, and the nunchucks are referring to these golden weapons, but there is no scythe. Not sure why. Also, those Japanese characters on the left and right say ninja, or something similar. So if either Kai or Nia could read Japanese, then Wu wouldn't have confused them. Oh, and there's the phone that connects to the telephone lines. Attack! So they do have modern vehicles. This world's technological standing keeps getting weirder and weirder. Kai is instantly ready to throw down, once again adding to his characterization as being a protector. Eventually, we see that he's overzealous in this area and needs to refine his fiery nature. Pun intended. Nia too joins him in taking on an entire squad of skeletons. I doubt either of them have had proper combat training, but they're ready to step up and not cower in the corner. Alright, I guess I can talk more about mixing modern and medieval ideas. Close quarters combat with swords and fists is objectively cool. Being able to mix that with the convenience of modern transportation and communication gives you the best of both worlds. The Ninjago world modernizes extremely quickly over the course of the first few seasons, but the bladed combat never goes away. Is it realistic? Absolutely not. Is it really cool? Yes, so who cares? While Kai and Nia are held up by the skeleton soldiers, these two, Knuckle and Cruncha, go looking for a map which they find in the blacksmith shop. Samukai looks like he's about to pull some General Grievous maneuvers when Sensei Wu comes in a blazing tornado and shouting the name of the show. To an outside observer, this is incredibly strange, and I don't think it's ever explained why you have to shout Ninjago in order to use Spinjitzu.
Lord Garmadon says take the girl! Lord Garmadon.
So Lord Garmadon knows about Nia. Has he been watching them for a while? Actually, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. They knew the map was there, that's why they came. Though I think it's a bit convenient that they arrived here on the same day that Sensei Wu showed up. Or, wait, here's a theory. Sensei Wu showed up because he knew they were coming that day. Honestly, that could make a lot of sense. How did he know? No idea. But it's Sensei Wu. He's smart. I'm sure he figured it out somehow. Also, the surprise on Sensei Wu's face does a good job of showing that even though we've only now heard about Garmadon, he must be a big deal. This fight scene shows that Sensei Wu is a formidable fighter, and if he's concerned, then that's not good. So they yoink Nia away and dip, leaving Kai and Wu alone.
What do we have that's so important to them, and why would they take my sister?
Kai is mad that Sensei Wu didn't do more to stop the skeletons and to keep his sister from getting captured. All very valid. And then Wu decides that now is the perfect time for a backstory and says the thing.
Long before time had a name, Ninjago was created by the first Spinjitzu master.
Oh man, that brings back memories. This means more to me than the Fire Nation attacked line. The realm of Ninjago was created by the first Spinjitzu master using the 4 golden weapons of creation. The master's oldest son ended up trying to steal the 4 golden weapons, but was defeated by the younger. The younger son hid the weapons and stationed guardians to protect them. Then he made the map that was given to Kai's father for safekeeping. Kai brilliantly deduces that Wu is the younger brother. Honestly, that's pretty good detective work right there. There wasn't a lot to go off in that story. Sensei Wu tells Kai that there is fire in him. Ooh, foreshadowing. And that he can help turn him into a Spinjitzu master.
Clunky mule, you are not even ready to finish my pinky toe.
That becomes a reoccurring phrase throughout the show.
If you want to get your sister back, you must control the fire that burns inside.
Okay. Then when do we start?
Kai is being surprisingly open to this whole thing. Think about it. A weird old man came to your shop and then immediately vanishes. Already strange. Then later that day, a group of magic evil skeletons pull up in a frickin' skull monster truck and attack you randomly. And then that same old guy comes back and saves you, but not your sister. Then he tells you that an ultimate evil guy is coming and he needs to train you to become a super ninja to stop him, all the while semi-blackmailing you with your sister's danger to get you to join. That's quite a day. Although I guess he doesn't really have a choice, does he? The heck is this? Look at Wu, bro's a frickin' spider.
Aren't we in a little bit of a rush since they have the map?
Yes, you are. This comes up again a bit later, so you'll have to wait for the main rant, but yes, he should be speeding things along. The monastery turns into a training area, and is this a reference to Karate Kid? Or is it just a common martial arts pose? Kai gets tasked with completing the course before Wu finishes his tea. Pretty steep challenge. Get it? Steep? Because you steep tea. Anyways, let's keep moving. Does this training all happen in the same day? Kind of seems like it. I mean, he's wearing the same clothes, Wu is in the same spot, and oh wait, that kind of seemed like a time skip, so maybe it's longer. Hey, Kai is cooking. He's putting in the work. Because this is the pilot episode, I think they needed to keep the story moving enough to set up for the actual season 1, right? I mean, this small plot of him training and saving his sister could be an entire season on its own, but they had to condense it down to 40 minutes.
Was that 1 sugar? Or 2?
That kinda goes hard. Sensei tells Kai that his final test is tomorrow. Oh gosh, we got black people sneaking around. That's not good. You can see all the ninja with their respective weapons, nunchucks, scythe, and shurikens. Kai gets jumped and they all start fighting. He takes on all 3 of them and is actually holding his own. Whoa, what was that move? It turns out all 4 of them are Wu students. The other 3 were just on vacation or something until Kai conveniently finished his training. Both Jay and Cole's first lines also do a good job characterizing them. Jay cracks a joke setting him up as the comic relief, and Cole talks about how the 3 of them are solid, like rocks. You know, because he's the Earth Ninja.
Ninjago!
Whoa! How'd he do that?
Look what color I am!
Wait a minute. I'm still black.
Whoa. It's 2025. You can't say that.
Nice to meet you, kid. I got your back.
I like this about Cole. He's the de facto leader of the ninja and is still willing to immediately accept Kai because Sensei Wu chose him. Wu tells him that they are destined to protect the 4 elemental weapons from Lord Garmadon. I do wish we got more backstory about the other 3 ninja in the show. I know there's lore outside like books and comics, but 90% of fans don't know about that stuff. And here the ninja just kind of show up and we deal with it.
We're saving a girl?
Is she hot?
A bit creepy, Jay, but still asking the important questions.
You said you were gonna teach us Spinjitzu.
Spinjitzu is inside each and every one of you, but it will only be unlocked when the key is ready to be found.
I like this too. Sensei Wu can't do everything for them. It's time for the ninja to figure out the rest for themselves. It's unfortunate that we missed a lot of their earlier training. It would have been really cool to see and make this feel even more important. Right now, we're just told that they're ready, not shown. The only one we actually have a connection with is Kai, and even he's only been around for a short time. The first golden weapon is the Scythe of Quakes. Sensei Wu gives them very specific instructions not to use the weapon at all costs.
Alright, guys, let's chop sake this lemonade stand. Cole, you got the plan? Sure do. First, we lower ourselves down the ledge, and then... Where's Kai?
Kai running off, as annoying as it may be, is not unreasonable. The other three have spent who knows how long together working as a team. The subtle detail of Jay asking Cole for a plan emphasizes his leadership position. Kai, though, knows none of this. He literally met them 12 hours ago while he was brushing his teeth. He also probably wants to get this done as fast as possible so they can hurry up and save his sister.
It's upside down. They're digging in the wrong spot.
Okay, rant time. First of all, that map is not upside down. Second, let's assume it was upside down. There's no way that the skeletons would not have noticed. For at least 3 days, right? I mean, we got 2 days of Kai training, and then this day right here. It's stupid and a lame excuse for the skeletons not having found the scythe. Literally anything would have been better. Not mentioning it at all. Just letting the reason that they don't have the weapon be because they haven't found it yet would have been much better. Anyways, there's some interesting stuff on the map, so let's take a look at that too. We got what looks like a modern city in the bottom corner, so that must be Ninjago City. Maybe the world is more modern than I think. Then there's the monastery here, I believe, and then the rest of these spots. Also, when the map is set down on the table, it's mirrored compared to what it was in Samakai's hand. Maybe the map is double-sided? I don't know.
Hey, before you race off again, you need to remember we're a team.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you tell him, Cole. It looks like Jay pushes the stone the last few inches alone. See that strong? Crazy.
Now that we've got the side, let's sneak out while those boneheads are still busy.
I'm sure that'll be fine. Oh, but that is not. They start fighting the skeletons, and Jay starts to mimic the training course from the monastery dojo, and by doing so, he unlocks Spinjitzu. This implies that the dojo course is specifically designed to teach Spinjitzu, which, yeah, actually makes a lot of sense. Oh, right, that dragon shows up.
No, Kai, bad idea. Sensei told us not to.
Kai uses the scythe, and they escape where Sensei is waiting.
I told you not to use the scythe.
He did it. What? I warned him, Sensei.
No, you didn't. That was Jay. The closing scene is of Lord Garmadon laughing about how everything is going to plan. As a pilot episode, it could have been much worse. I mean, it got me hooked. This one was titled The Way of the Ninja, which I think fits it well enough. This is a world that we don't know anything about, and we got our first experience through the eyes of Kai. We got to learn alongside him about Spinjitzu and Garmadon and the golden weapons. There's that saying, show, don't tell, and that's what this episode did in those specific areas. The other three ninja are lacking as much substance, and I think the plot is moving a little fast, but I completely understand why. The writers are shoving a full season of story into 2 episodes, and because of that, I really can't be upset. There's a second pilot episode that I'll cover in the next video. It wraps up this small storyline and sets up Season 1. If y'all like this video and that one, I'll continue into Season 1, assuming I don't get a copyright strike from YouTube. Also, huge shout out to Overanalyzing Avatar. He's the main inspiration for this video series and honestly the YouTube channel as a whole. If you don't know him, he does this sort of thing, but for Avatar The Last Airbender, and it's way better than I'll ever be. We open to the ninja on a ship in the middle of some icy cave or ocean place. They're going after the next golden weapon, the Shurikens of Ice. At first, I thought this was the ship that ends up becoming the Destiny's Bounty, but that's not true at all. The figurehead does look very similar, though.
The most powerful move in Spinjitzu can only be accomplished when all 4 elements are combined.
What happens when all of them are combined?
The tornado of creation.
He mentions the tornado of creation here, but they end up using it later, so I'll talk more about it then. Do you think they chose Zane to be the frozen one because of his ability to hold his breath for so long, or was it because he has the ice elemental? Which actually brings up a related point. Each ninja conveniently uses the same type of weapon that is their respective golden weapon. Cole uses a scythe, Zane the shurikens, etc. Why is that? Is that because they had a subconscious link to the golden weapons and instinctively chose the same ones? Or did Master Wu manipulate them into using each weapon? I mean, he knew what each ninja's element was and what the golden weapons were, so I wouldn't be surprised if he nudged them to practice with the right weapons so they would be ready to use the golden ones. I don't know, not really important, but it's an interesting thought about the show, and that's what you're here for, right? Next, they go after the nunchucks of lightning, and this is a weird temple design. It's not even a real temple, it's just a giant chain floating in the sky. Isn't that the same invention that Jay was testing when Sensei Wu found him? Nice to see he got it working, though flying through a thunderstorm is a terrible idea. I will say they do make it through just fine, so I don't know what the lightning was even for. Samukai laughing here is probably because he's not really trying to steal the weapons. He's just getting the ninja to hurry up and find them so Garmadon can snatch them all at once.
Oh, Sensei, look, you gotta admit, we're kicking their bony butts.
Get up here, show us some moves.
I guess I could.
These lighthearted scenes are really important for a show that focuses on a team. Up until now, we have not seen the ninja together in any way that is meaningful to their relationship with each other. This dancing scene shows us that they're bonding and becoming friends, which is crucial. Not only so that they feel like a team to us, but so that we, the audience, can bond with them as well. Also, Wu's dancing is certainly something.
Kai,
Was that?
I have to go.
Nia, wait up!
I feel like I should be mad at Kai for falling into such an obvious trap, but I've also got to remember that 1, he had just been woken up in the middle of the night, and I don't think any of our brains would work properly being woken up like that. And 2, he's probably just super excited to see his sister. He had no idea if she was dead or alive, or if she was being tortured or anything. She leads him to the fire temple, which is surprisingly close by. Maybe they stopped near it and decided that they would tackle it in the morning? I suppose that could work.
You can't hurt me here. You're banished, trapped in the underworld.
And that is why you are going to remove the Sword of Fire for me.
Garmadon using Nia as bait is diabolical. I mean, this is a kid's show. I watched this when I was 7. He frees her from the chains via this unnecessarily cool string of moves.
Stay close.
Trust me, I'm not going anywhere.
I feel like Nia would survive in a zombie apocalypse. Kai gets jumped by a dozen of his shadows. Funny enough, it took me a few watches of this episode to actually realize that these were copies of Kai's shadow. Right? I mean, they've got the sword and the hair. The fact that the shadows can touch physical objects seems ridiculous to me. Why doesn't Garmadon just send them all over Ninjago to take over the world? He could literally rule from the shadows. Sorry, I'll see myself out. Really? Neither of them yelled to wake up Cole? They're not gagged or anything.
Sensei, what are you doing?
Now, you fool!
If he is to bring the other weapons here, then I will take the Sword of Fire to the underworld.
We're just gonna overlook the fact that the sword cut didn't do a single thing to that rock. Literally nothing. Would it have been so hard to animate an extra crack or two? At least Wu still has his tea.
Forget Sensei. What about us?
That's true. This has been the most patient dragon I've ever seen. He would have eaten all of them ages ago if the script hadn't stopped him.
Now, we get out of here.
Where was he hiding that? It was literally inside Zane. Jay puts on his mask here, but the other two don't. It doesn't mean anything, I just need more runtime for this video.
We need to go faster to cross over to the underworld.
That's a cool way of doing it. I'm sure some physics nerds in the comments will explain about how that is scientifically viable. Aren't they all going the same speed? So why did he portal and not the others? It can't be size, because they're both smaller and larger vehicles that haven't teleported yet. Wait, the ninja are jumping just as fast as the vehicles are traveling. Jay's literally running as fast as them, faster even, because he had to catch up. So the ninja are superhuman, right? That's what we're getting out of this? Is that canonic? I mean, Cole hasn't unlocked his actual super strength yet.
Hey, Cole!
I was going to talk about how that probably should have done more to his throat, but I literally just said they're superhuman, so carry on. Well, the weapons are gone. You lost.
We just stop that. You don't need to say it. I know.
We didn't stop them? Is that what he said? I think it is. Oh, right. Wu is in the underworld. No, his tea! I'm glad I'm not the only one who carries a large cloth daily in case I need to wrap an object that is the exact size and length of the Sword of Fire from Lego Ninjago. Good job, Sensei. There is no inside of this building. I guarantee you it's just a red sheet behind there.
The elemental weapons have left this realm and are now in the underworld.
Great. The one place no mortal can cross over.
So that means that Wu is not mortal, right? I think it's something we kind of all know but never say. If his dad created Ninjago and Ninjago is thousands of years old, then he too is probably thousands of years old. So he can portal to the underworld himself, right? It's not that the fire temple has a gateway inside of it, right? It's not like Kai literally saw Sensei Wu fall into the underworld, but decided, instead of following him, to travel all the way back to the other golden weapon locations to get all the other dragons, to then go back to the monastery to put the saddles on the dragons, taking the time to find flags for each of them, also taking the time to change into riding suits, each custom made for their own specific dragon that they didn't have before this, which means they made them on the spot, to then, after all of that, travel to the underworld to find the golden weapons. Oh, and look at that. The dragons are doing Spinjitzu.
Solid ground! We made it!
Great, you made it. Now fly on your incredibly powerful dragons and take over the fortress. They have nothing that could stop you. Oh, they're doing that instead. Ah, I see. The writers made them take the stupid way in so they could have some climax to the episode.
Brother.
Man, he used the hard R on that. Garmadon is cooked.
Huh? You feel a weird sensation?
You ate an odd crustacean?
No, he's clearly saying like and subscribe.
Tornado of creation!
Welcome back.
Alright, so we got the Tornado of Creation showing up for the first time, and it's very powerful. Giving the ninja something this powerful in episode 2 is a bold choice. The Tornado of Creation is fundamentally a nuke. If you don't like something, boom, Tornado of Creation into something else. Forgive the constant Avatar The Last Airbender references, but this is like the Avatar state, though in that show they had a good way of limiting the amount of times it was used. Here, they don't. Later, it was retconned to say that they needed the 4 golden weapons in order to be able to use it, and that helps, but for the first whole season, they just have a kill button in their back pocket. From this point on, they should be Tornado of Creationing everything that even slightly inconveniences them. But they can't, because then there would be no more show.
No. This is Sensei's fight.
No, it is not. Sensei Wu loses because you didn't do anything. You just stood there and watched. Sambakai explodes into a vortex that then lets Garmadon escape.
Father would not want you to do this, brother.
Is that Sensei Wu's voice? Did they grab a different actor for this one line? I'm not the only one who hears the difference, right?
You always his favorite.
Did this whole thing really stem from daddy issues? Really? Why do all villains start from that? As a conclusion to the pilot, it's fine. Unfortunately, all those plot holes and ridiculous decisions were necessary in order to set up Garmadon as the villain for Season 1, which if you've seen Season 1, isn't even really the case. I think there was some unnecessary things that they could have cut out and just combined the previous episode and this one into one, say, 30-minute pilot, but it is what it is. Both episodes are crucial to the story, and I guess they're what you need to get everything done. Also, these villagers are literally just the same boy and girl model, copy and pasted over and over.
Long before time had a name, the first Spinjitzu master created Ninjago using 4 elemental weapons.
We went over this already in the first pilot episode, so I think we can skim through it. I don't think there's anything new. It's actually quite short and doesn't really explain the plot, which is kind of weird. I know we just went over both pilot episodes, but they aren't really a part of Season 1 and don't show up on YouTube or Netflix at all. And that's a problem if this is your first exposure to the show. The intro just had Wu talk about how he collected the golden weapons, and here they are, collected and safe. And not to mention that we have no introduction to the ninja or the rest of the cast. Oh, that's our rock monster from Lego Power Miners, by the way. Well, I just figured out something interesting. This scene has the rock monster in it, right? Well, look at this. That's a different game. Actually, it's just the Scythe of Quake scene from the first pilot episode with a filter on it. I did some research into it, and turns out the first one is a real game, so maybe LEGO wanted some free promotion? The rock monster played in the UK and Europe, while the Scythe of Quake scene played in North America. The more you know. Look, this episode was clearly written to follow immediately after the 2 pilot episodes. And that's totally fine. Great, even. But that only works if you let people actually know that the pilot episodes exist. Now, maybe you're thinking that that's not something I should be critiquing because it's not part of the universe storyline, but I don't want to just analyze the story. I also want to analyze the show as a whole, including the way it's presented to the real-life public.
We can train tomorrow.
Never put off until tomorrow what can be done today.
Brilliant advice. Something that more people need to follow, including myself. I procrastinated writing this script much longer than I should have.
In order to reach your full potential, you must train.
Oh, first mention of full potential, and it definitely won't be the last.
Don't worry, Master. We will be ready when Lord Garmadon returns.
Guys, Lord Garmadon, he's returned!
Oh, yeah, no, they weren't ready. Also, they took the time to change into their dragon outfits. Is there any difference between these suits and the regular ones? It's never said. We get a nice showing of their lack of training, and it's pretty brutal.
It is I, Lord Garmadon!
Did they name him Lloyd for that one joke? I know that name origins seem pretty random most of the time, but still, imagine having the name of one of the most popular Lego figures ever being decided by one joke in one episode. Lloyd mentions the Serpentine, an ancient race of intelligent snake people. They were locked away centuries ago, but no one managed to find any of them. These are the main villains throughout the series, and pretty good ones at that. There are a few lore inconsistencies, but we'll touch on those when they show up. Is this legal? This seems like something you'd want to call CPS on. Also, do they just have candy stores all over town? There was another one shown in the opening shot of the village, too. How much candy do people here buy?
I don't remember putting this here.
That's Sensei's bag. You must have accidentally took it in the rush.
Oh, he took Sensei's bag. He's cooked.
What is it? It's a scroll windbag.
Okay, so Kai clearly spoke, but Cole's voice came out. Not to mention that he's not in these shots. Did the animators mess up and not put Cole in when they were supposed to?
This symbol means prophecy.
Prophecy?
It means it tells the future.
I think it just happened again. That is 100% Cole's voice coming out of Kai. Speaking of Cole, he's the only one not portrayed here with his golden weapon. He has a staff instead of his scythe. Alright, so the Green Ninja has been introduced, and these four instantly start arguing about who it's gonna be. The topic of the identity of the Green Ninja sticks around for most of the season. It's interesting that they're adding this secondary storyline to the show before even introducing the season antagonist at all.
Yeah, I've got to work on some new moves.
Was that Kai's voice coming out of Cole? It's a bit difficult to tell, but I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
What is...
Okay, so no one has ever been able to find a Serpentine tomb, but this 10-year-old boy finds one without a map or any equipment in a few minutes? I guess it could happen. Do you think these Hypnobrai snakes know what a human looks like? How long do they live? The general here doesn't seem too surprised, so maybe he's one of the original ones that got trapped? The Hypnobrai have hypnotic vision, hence the name. Lloyd manages to accidentally hypnotize the snake general through his own reflection, and now he just owns them.
May I suggest a tournament? Last ninja standing is the best.
And we'll be declared the Green Ninja. I love it!
So they have their little tournament where we see just how inexperienced they all are with their weapons. Again, there's that saying, show, don't tell, and this is a pretty good example. It's not outright said, but definitely shown, first through the opening scene where they're lounging around playing games, and now here where Master Wu has to come clean up their mess.
But none of you are near the level of what it takes to be the Green Ninja.
The prophecy of the Green Ninja gives the ninja, and by extension the viewer, something to work towards. The ninja have a clear goal to become stronger and try to reach the level of Green Ninja, not only physically but mentally. They're currently very naive in their thinking that they're already prepared to be a great hero. They've got their fancy weapons, but it's gonna take more than that. Now, if you've already seen the show, which I imagine most of you have, then you know it doesn't really work out that way, but for now, it's clear that this isn't the end of the road for the ninja's growth.
This makes no sense, General. Raiding an entire town for sweets. You will do as I command, because I hold the staff.
Whoever holds the Hypnobrai staff leads the tribe. Makes sense. Scales, the second in command, is rightfully confused as to what the heck they are doing. Lloyd is still a kid and has kid desires. He wants candy and to be obnoxious. He's not evil, really, just misbehaved. I'll talk more about this and his comparison to Garmadon in a later episode, though, so just hang tight about that. Wu's spirit smoke has got to be ridiculously overpowered, right? He can see danger from all around Ninjago, it seems. I had to look this up for the video, but apparently it requires a very specific type of plant leaf to work, so that does nerf it a little bit. I imagine the leaf is very hard to find or something, and that's why he doesn't use it all the time. I'll let it slide. The ninja all get on their dragons without help. That is good. It's only been a few hours and they're already improving. If you ever feel useless, just remember that these flips exist.
The snake with the staff is the general. He's the one in charge. If we can get the staff from him, it holds the anti-venom.
How do you know that? Actually, never mind. She seems like the type of person who would know all these random obscure facts about myths and legends.
Sensei was right. Never put off until tomorrow what can be done today. We should have dealt with you the first time around.
Alright, and we're already seeing development from even 18 minutes ago when the episode started. Cole is holding the staff with his arm twisted the wrong way. That has got to be uncomfortable. He gets hypnotized by scales, but it seems to disappear when Nia yells at him. I'm sure that won't be a problem later. When they use the staff's antivenom to cure the villagers, it seems to be able to reach them from at least several feet away. Yet Cole, who is literally holding the staff with his face in the mist, is not cured. Some people say that it's because Cole wasn't explicitly in the hypnotized state when he was hit by the mist, which I guess could make sense, but it seems pretty loose to me.
A great evil has been released. I fear troubling times will come.
Well, we got another 12 episodes in this season, so it seems like a fairly great evil to me. The ninja ask Wu to help them train and learn the secrets of the golden weapons, which I feel like he should have been doing already, right? He is their sensei after all, and training students is his whole thing.
I still hold the key to destroy the ninja.
Yup, Cole is still hypnotized. So in terms of a season 1 start, it does everything that the first episode should do, assuming that you've already seen the pilot episodes. It introduces the villains and sets up our characters with room to grow both in terms of power and maturity. The start of this episode mirrors the beginning of the previous one. Sensei Wu is meditating and we can only hear the ninja doing something in the other room. However, unlike episode 1, which made us think the ninja were training but they were really playing games, this episode does the opposite. That seems like something you'd say when you're fighting over the Xbox controller, but lo and behold, the ninja are being productive. Except for Zane, who's being a little bit unaware. Also, the arrow just sticks to the lightning on Jay's nunchucks. Why does it do that? Alright, so the other 3 ninja are complaining about Zane's weird behaviors. And yeah, some of them are pretty weird, but overall, this is a great thing. These small character details may seem irrelevant right now, but we'll see how they become relevant in a few episodes. This is an example of foreshadowing and the buildup of a story done properly. Unfortunately, for every time it is done right, there's at least another one that isn't. Oh my gosh, this guy's to carry the mail up all this way? Does he do this every single day? I know that tipping the mailman is not a thing, but maybe this guy deserves a little something. Jay gets a letter from his parents, and Cole gets one from his father. And that's all we get about either of these two's families until their respective episodes.
How come you never hear anything from your parents?
I don't remember my parents. I've been an orphan all of my life.
They're laying on all of this very thick, but I guess it's relevant to the current moment, so it's okay? Oh, right, there's the main plot.
The ninja have stolen our staff, yet you instruct your army to make this playhouse for Lloyd?
He's got a good point. Also, every time these two interact, it's so obvious that Scales is going to stage a rebellion, which would not be unreasonable. The current general, we don't even know his name in the show. It's never said at all. I had to look it up, and apparently it's Slithera. Dope name, we just never get to hear it. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, yes, Slithera, the current general, is a bumbling fool. He's under the control of Lloyd, so I can understand that he's only as smart as the person who commands him, which is a 10-year-old. But still, he doesn't even try to offer better solutions to Lloyd.
Dinner is served.
Personally, I don't see what's so funny here. Like, yeah, it's pink, but I don't know how much I would laugh. Especially because he's the one making the food and I don't want to get poison apple juice in my cup. And in an effort to show Zane what humor is, they waste all the food he just worked so hard to make. I feel bad, man. At first I was wondering why the Falcon just decided to show up now and not earlier, but then I had to remember this is only episode 2. The pilot episodes where Kai meets the other 3 ninja probably only happened a few days or weeks ago. And there's no mention of how long Sensei Wu had trained Zane before that, but it couldn't have been that long. Kai only trained for like 2 days before becoming the Fire Ninja, so it's possible this is the first time the Falcon actually found Zane since... shoot. You know what I just realized? I'm assuming you've already seen the show as I go through these episodes, but if you haven't, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. And if I'm attempting to analyze these properly, then I should assume that anything that happens in the later episodes is unknown, because that's how the show is written. Okay, so we'll move on from the Falcon discussion for now, but it'll become important again soon. Mainly because Zane follows the Falcon and it shows him to the Serpentine tree base.
Was it a cuckoo bird?
Of course not. Everyone knows cuckoo birds are not indigenous to these forests.
Zane's lack of humor is humorous, in my opinion. We got the Wellheim Scream, or whatever it's called. You know, it's not much of a fort if it can be demolished so easily. I was gonna say a literal child could make a better one, but a literal child did make this one, so it doesn't really hold any weight.
Retreat!
Scales has had enough of Lloyd's shenanigans, and it shows. And everyone follows him, not Lloyd, so that shows where the Serpentine's true loyalties lie. Oh no, Cole is evil? Where did that come from? What a twist. Am I the only one who thinks this angle is a little bit sus? Alright, Wu has a flute that can revert the hypnosis. That's fine, I guess. How high did Cole have to jump to fall onto the dragon? They were very much above him a second ago. Wu coming to save them isn't hugely far-fetched. It's convenient for sure, but he probably came to check on them and help, which is exactly what he did.
We're too late. Those snakes.
We get our first big loss of the show. The monastery was the ninja's home, and now it's gone. The other three ninja get upset at Zane, which I think is unreasonable, but maybe that's the whole point. I mean, they're all on edge, their home is gone with no backup place to go, and to make it worse, Zane just dips right after.
I guess we will have to fight for it. In the Slither Pit!
Here we go, the awaited overthrowal of the Hypnobrai General by Scales. The Slither Pit fight is nothing special. Slithera is just a terrible fighter. How on earth did he become general? Lloyd also snags a suspicious map that I'm sure has no use in the next episode. What on earth does this feel like? They're switching bodies pretty much. So the Hypnobrai are under new leadership. That map Lloyd stole is hinting that there's more to come with the Serpentine than just the Hypnobrai.
I don't miss our home. What I really miss is Zane.
Oh look, it's Zane.
I saw the Falcon again and I followed him.
That's our Zane.
Oh, so he didn't run off because they were angry. That's very Zane to completely miss what's going on, though this is pushing it a little bit. I feel like Zane would be able to understand the situation. He's not completely emotionless, or at least up until now the writers haven't portrayed him in that way. He went off and found the Destiny's Bounty, and there are a lot of plot holes with this ship. Some of those we'll tackle in the next episode, but for now here's a few. 1. It's not far from the monastery. Did they never see it? The ninja fly on dragons, it should have been easy to spot. 2, let's say for some reason they never saw it. Why is it here? Who left it? They're just gonna steal some random person's ship? It's clearly fitted with lots of supplies because Zane made tons of food. And 3, the fact that they found it so quickly undermines the importance of the original dojo. The attack from the Serpentine means nothing now other than the fact that they have the staff again. It hasn't crippled the ninja at all. The monastery was burned down for the sole reason of moving the plot forward and giving the ninja the Destiny's Bounty.
One day, I promise, we will find your family.
But I've already found them.
Zane accepts the ninja as his family, which is a great moment and it helps bring them all closer together, especially after the beginning of the episode where Zane says he didn't have one. There's also a small mention of the Green Ninja, just so it stays fresh in people's minds, I'm sure. And then we see Zane laughing with everyone and throwing food as a callback to the beginning of the episode. I'm not sure why he finds it funny now and didn't before. People's sense of humor don't just change like that, but we can chalk it up to him just being happy to be with his new family. The camera pans out to reveal Lloyd looking very alone and dejected. Of course he's got the map though, gotta keep viewers wondering about that. Maybe it leads to the subscribe button? How did he find the Destiny's Bounty anyways? Maybe he was going to go to Sensei Wu for help after being kicked out of the Hypnobrai tribe? Maybe he followed them over to the ship from the mountain, and because the ninja all look so happy, he didn't feel comfortable going over to them? Maybe Zane finally feeling at home ruined the first chance of Lloyd becoming good? Oh my, I'm getting carried away. Overall, the episode was good. The hinting at Zane's past and showing the Falcon set up the later half of the season very well. And Scales finally takes control of his tribe after whining for an eternity. The plot holes with the Destiny's Bounty don't ever really get resolved, but they're not hugely crucial to the story other than the fact that the ninja now have the ship. I had a comment last video asking me to go over the musical intro of this first season. I hadn't done that yet because it didn't seem like there was much to go over, but this is certainly the most iconic intro of the show. You get each of the ninja using their elemental powers, and then Wu and Nia are also there. And I don't know, I could try and look for some hidden meaning in the way that the characters are portrayed during this intro, but in reality, I don't think any of that is there, and the animators just picked poses that looked cool. Are those rocks blue, or is that just the shadow? They look kinda blue. Who sleeps with their pillow sitting on their chest? Oh, it's so Kai can cover his ears when Wu comes in with the gong.
In order to reach your full potential, we must treat each day as an opportunity.
Oh, there's full potential mentioned again.
I think today's lesson will be chores. Chores?
He kinda sounds a bit nasally. Maybe the actor was sick when they recorded this? Chores are important. You gotta keep your house clean. Okay, so I've got some more questions about the Destiny's Bounty. Who used to own it? Cole just yeets all this stuff out of the ship without checking any of it? Actually, the fact that he could hold all of that in the tornado is wild too. And here's another big confusion. One, they're beating that box with a hammer. That cannot be helping at all. And two, this cloth implies that the electrical system was already implemented before the ninja found it. Unless Jay built it himself and then put a cloth over it to protect it until he could turn it off, but that's unlikely. In Season 2, we learn more about the Destiny's Bounty's origin, and it does not have any of this stuff.
Looks like we're about to have some visitors. And loud ones at that.
Oh, it's my parents.
Jay's parents? The only earlier mention of them was when Jay got that letter.
Do we have to talk about the junkyard in front of my friends?
He hates it when we tell people he was born in a junkyard.
Okay, so this had the opportunity to set up great development for Jay's journey. He's embarrassed that he was born in a junkyard, and this could lead to a great moment about him accepting his beginnings and his family. This episode does do that a little bit, but misses the mark, in my opinion. Like most things, we'll talk about it more when it shows up. Who installed all of this? You know what? We've already been over it. Let's just move on. Jay's working on a secret button that activates some sort of defense system. He's super touchy about it and doesn't want his father anywhere near it, even though he probably could help him out a lot. And then he just kind of kicks them out, very bluntly. So Jay is an interesting character. It's obvious that he's embarrassed by his parents and his upbringing. But it's only obvious because they spent the last 6 minutes talking about nothing but that. And only those 6 minutes. I get that this is only episode 3, but at least a hint in either of the other 2 episodes would have been nice. Imagine the mail scene from the last episode where Jay got a letter from his parents. What if one of the other ninja asked him about his family or his upbringing, and Jay got super defensive for seemingly no reason? It would have helped set up this entire episode better.
Dolly doesn't need us anymore. Yeah, I just have to remember that.
From here on out, Jay's dad does appear less pushy when it comes to his son. I'm not sure if I'm just imagining that or not.
I like scary, yeah, that's it. I'm the son of the Dark Lord. I love the dark.
So this is another example of Lloyd doing evil stuff solely because of his lineage. He's not really a terrible person, just a kid who thinks that this is what he wants because it's all he's ever known. The 2 tree heads here are supposed to represent the 2 heads of the Fangpire General, and Lloyd recruits that general to go after the Hypnobrai.
And back to the grind.
He's building Jay a mech or a statue? That's pretty cool. Oh, they're cooked.
We vampire bite off more than we can chew.
These little non-humanoid snakes are everywhere in the first few episodes of this show, but later they just disappear. I guess there's not much excitement fighting regular snakes. The Fangpire's venom can turn anything into snakes. What if they bite a building? What would that look like?
My creations, they're turning them into
An army? You are correct.
Ah, thank you for the explanation. I was confused as to what was happening. Is Jay using a file to work on the ship circuit board? That is not a screwdriver.
Sure got a lot of junk piling up. If only there was a place we could get rid of it.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Of course. I'd love to visit.
I think it's nice that the other ninja are trying to get Jay to visit his parents. Jay is also a simp, by the way. He instantly caves when Nia asks if he's going to visit his parents.
It is as I suspected. The dragons are molting. They're shedding their scales.
Whoa, where did you stick that to take the dragon's temperature? It wasn't in their mouth, otherwise you wouldn't be walking from behind the dragon. The numbers on that thermometer are completely out of order too. What is up with that?
Every adolescent dragon goes through a transformation before it becomes an adult.
You mean they're not adults? Weren't they guarding the weapons for decades? Well, okay, I guess that's not that much time for a dragon. And wait, he let baby dragons guard the golden weapons.
Of course we'll go, buddy.
I could use a break.
Kai and Cole's voices are switched here. Why does that keep happening?
You've never told us why it's so special.
Long ago, there were many flutes, created to combat the powers of the Serpentine and drive them underground.
The Serpentine are snakes, and there's the whole flute/snake myth, so yeah, checks out.
I get the lesson. Respect your elders or else suffer the consequences. Boy, you guys are laying it on thick.
Perhaps you are only hearing what you need to hear.
Solid take, actually. A lot of times when someone has some internal conflict going on, anything that happens in the outside world is immediately seen as related to that conflict, even when it's not. Jay is guilty that he's not being a better son, and now he's viewing everything in that light. They find Jay's parents, who definitely should have suffocated in that fridge by now. Why are the Fangpire still here? It seems like they were waiting for the ninja to come visit, but they didn't know that they were coming. Jay didn't intend to visit until Nia said something, but Lloyd didn't contact either of them, so he just assumed that they would come the next day? I don't buy it. You can see the bite marks on the dad's arms. It's the only time blood is ever shown in all of Lego Ninjago. The flute disorients the snakes. Good to know. Oh, that is not good. Also, that's not how nunchucks work. It shouldn't be pushing him into the ground. The mech statue is sentient, right? Did they kill it? It's not moving. Some snake bit an extension cord and turned it alive.
He's saying our weapons are vehicles themselves.
Don't tell me I have to ride this like a broomstick.
This is the biggest piece of garbage I have ever seen. The weapons turning into vehicles, maybe I could live with that, but the fact the writers just pulled this out of their butt crack is insane. I get why they did this. It's the same reason the Fangpire can turn machines and cars into snake-themed versions. Lego sets. Lego needs something to sell as toys alongside the show. That's the real reason the dragons left and the ninjas are able to turn their weapons into rides. The whole show is really just an advertisement for the Lego sets. It's also the reason they have the dragon riding outfits too. The worst part is, this isn't even the worst random out-of-nowhere pull that happens. Not by a long shot, but we'll save that for later episodes and seasons. Jay gets the staff. Great. Also, his parents' clothes are turning green. Did they get bitten too? So they get cured at the Destiny's Bounty, and Jay tries to use his super secret button from earlier, but it doesn't work.
Oh, let's have a look. Yeah. That should do it.
How does he know what the problem is? He doesn't even know what the button does. It makes the ship fly. That's what the button does. The ninja escape, but lose the Fangpire staff due to plot reasons.
But stay as long as you'd like. It's nice having you here.
Okay, so this truly was an episode of all time. I feel like I've done nothing but hate on this episode, and honestly all of season 1 so far, which is unfortunate. I don't think this episode is absolutely horrible and the worst piece of media ever made, it just missed in some areas. Jay learning to be okay with his parents and wanting to hang around them is great. Having your parents love you is not childish and something to be embarrassed about. Neither is growing up in a junkyard. The biggest problem is that, like I said at the beginning, this is only episode 3. There's not enough time for these big character shifts and growth yet. We haven't had a chance to explore the flaws of some of these characters, and yet here they are now getting fixed. Imagine if the writers had Jay say something about being okay with his child at home, and even being proud that it made him the person he is today. Jay's tinkering and engineering nature is what allowed the bounty to fly, and he got that passion from his father. We reach a similar problem once we hit Cole's backstory episode, but at least for the other two, Zane and Kai, they are much better, and that's all I'll say for now. Anyone know what type of birds those are? They kind of look like pigeons, but I'm not sure. Also, there's a tower in the background. No idea what it does, but it's never seen again as far as I can tell.
Wake up, Zane. I know where you come from.
Oh my goodness, that was the freakiest thing I have ever seen. True story, when I was reviewing the episode to make this video, I forgot that this was there and genuinely jumped. Oh, it's a dream. Okay, thank gosh. Oh, Falcon's back. Be careful he doesn't speak again. That's all the stuff from the yard sale the ninja put out last episode. Looks like nobody bought it. And Garmadon's here? What is happening? Now the green ninja? Is this another dream? Yeah, it is. Sorry for the spoiler. In the fight sequence, this dream ninja, another pun, uses elements of each of the 4 ninja. He has Cole's increased strength, Jay's nunchucks, Kai's fire, and Zane's falcon. Good way to not be able to tell who it is.
I saw the falcon again.
Whoa, Zane, every time you see that bird, something big happens. First, it led you to the secret treehouse.
Then it led you to the bounty.
Thank you for the recap of exactly why the falcon is important for anyone who may be new and hadn't seen the previous episodes.
That looks like the shocked monkey.
Kai, Jay, and Cole are doing the poses of the 3 wise monkeys. Cole represents hear no evil, Jay represents speak no evil, and Kai represents see no evil. Hence why Master Wu called them shocked monkeys. This is why I started visiting the wiki for each episode. Props to whoever originally discovered all of these trivia things.
For how long?
Until you can answer this simple riddle. What is the best way to defeat an enemy?
Somehow it seems as though Master Wu knows exactly how this episode is going to end. Wouldn't be surprised if the writers gave him the script before it started. Now here's another spot where we get to see the ninjas' lack of experience. They shout out all of these obvious answers, fists, swords, Spinjitzu, when in reality that's not what Master Wu wants them to see. Hey, it's one of the birds from the beginning. Do you think the animators only had one bird model? The Fangpire are going to war with the Hypnobrai, or at least they were going to.
Scales, my old chum.
The Fangpire general's name is Fangtum. Once again, I had to look it up. You'd think Scales would say his name. They haven't seen each other in a while. A proper greeting would be the polite thing to do. This season is really bad at making the names of minor characters known. Also, Lloyd gets kicked out again.
With his fist on fire.
None of the ninja have their true elemental powers yet, though. The fist on fire could allude to Kai, sure, but Kai can't do that yet. He doesn't have fire powers, just the fire sword. You mean to tell me that no one found this giant tomb and decided to look inside? It's not exactly hidden.
The most feared and powerful serpentine of them all. If they're afraid of the anacondrae, then the anacondrae is what they're gonna get!
Lloyd truly has the naiveness of a child. If the Serpentine leaders are afraid of something, please do not go actively search it out. That is the logical thing to do.
My sincerest apologies, young man. Due to my unfortunate appearance, I tend to have an unsettling effect on people. I believe you dropped this.
On paper, Pythor doesn't sound evil. He actually sounds caring and nice. In reality, he oozes deception. The actor nailed that voice.
What happened to the others?
Poor unfortunate souls. All those years locked away with nothing to eat must have slowly starved away until they were just scales and bones.
I always got the impression that Pythor ate the other anacondrae. Did anyone else ever think that too? Additionally, the bones don't seem to fit the shape of a serpentine. The chest looks too big.
How deliciously evil.
Yep, he definitely ate the other anacondrae.
And since you freed me, I'm eternally in your service.
Really? You're not gonna trick me?
Most people would be smart and not trust a snake. It's literally the title of this episode. Pythor notices the map here, and I don't know why he doesn't just eat Lloyd the instant he's free. What does Lloyd have that he needs? The map is super easy to take off his dead body, and I don't think there's anything that Lloyd knows that's important to him. Maybe info on the ninja? Speaking of which, they're still trying to figure out that riddle. Is it canon that Lego characters can spin their hands like this? If so, that would be pretty cool. Otherwise, his wrist is severely messed up. Also, as I go through these episodes, I've kind of realized how short some scenes are. Like, the ninjas show up for a total of 30 seconds in their boat talking/training scene. I wanted to talk about it because of Cole's wrist. In the normal flow of a TV episode, it's not a big deal. It reminds you of other concurrent plots, but for breakdowns like these, I wrote 2 sentences for it. And I know it's not the end of the world and I probably don't need to rant for so long, but I wrote this paragraph, so it's staying in. Alright, let's go back to Pythor and Lloyd. They cause general havoc all around Ninjago. Actually, I think this is specifically Jamanakai Village, where Lloyd was originally introduced. That lady freezes as they roll by on the bike, and they literally steal candy from a baby. Truly despicable.
Maybe I got kicked out.
From the boarding school for bad boys?
Lloyd got kicked out of the boarding school for bad boys for not being bad enough. Actually, let's stop. Why does that school even exist? Ninjago is just letting children go to school to become criminal masterminds? It seems to me like I know how to lower the crime rate real quick. Anybody have Anakin's number?
And one more thing.
Yes?
I'll be your friend.
Hey Siri, remind me to add emotional manipulation of minors to Pythor's list of crimes. Yep, there he goes, trying to steal the map.
Is this what you all think?
Yes, absolutely. Correct.
Sadly, you are all wrong.
Don't worry guys, you'll get it eventually. Well, specifically in the next 8 minutes, because that's how much longer this episode has. The ninja get an alarm and race to Darkly School for bad boys.
That place is a cesspool for the crooked and the misbehaved. Doesn't mean they don't need our help.
Yes, Cole, yes. I feel like there was a non-zero chance that Jay would have just not gone to help. But Cole is willing to go help anyone who needs it, regardless of who they are. Fits into Cole's character very well.
What about using our golden weapons and turn into vehicles?
Thanks for the reminder, Kai. I'm sure somebody had forgotten about it. Is Cole fixing his car? Can't he just turn it back into the scythe and then have it rebuild itself? It doesn't get respawned in the same condition it was returned, does it? And it's not that he can't return the scythe back to weapon form because of lack of concentration or something, because he has it with him in the school.
If I know these ninjas, they're cleverly sneaking their way right past us at this very moment.
Well, I wouldn't call this clever, but they are getting past you. And every other floor of the school. Oh my gosh, he really did call Anakin.
If we cut you down, we better not catch you hanging around Ninjago again.
But they're in Ninjago right now. Did he just force them into the ocean? Ninjago is the only continent. Is Spinjitzu faster than running? Kai and Zane spin up the stairs, Cole climbs a chain from a rather interesting viewing point, and Jay takes the elevator. Jay presses the bottom button here, but he's supposed to be going up. The writing on the wall here says, "School sucks." YED was here, Yed, I think. And it's cut off, but I think that says Roy loves Joanna? Kai and Zane fall for one of life's classic pranks, a bucket over the door. Though this one's got some goo that keeps them from moving. Cole gets stopped by something. What is this? Dust? Just dust? Also, there's no buttons on the outside of the elevator. How on earth is this thing functional?
What are you doing? I thought you were my friend.
All you wanted was to make the Serpentine your slave.
No, he's got a point. And sheesh, he can turn invisible? I think Pythor just dips after this because no one got shoved off the roof. Kind of a missed opportunity here for Pythor.
Good night, nephew. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Uncle.
We still don't know what the best way to defeat your enemy is.
It is to make them your friend.
Unfortunately, that is an idealistic answer. Of course, if someone is your friend, they're not going to be your enemy, but very few enemies are going to become your friend. In this case, it does work though. Lloyd was never really evil. He was just following the path he thought he had to because of his father. Sensei Wu understood this and took Lloyd under his wing. Through these past 4 episodes, we've been given hints and proof of this. Lloyd was kicked out of the boarding school for bad boys for, quote, lacking the amoral ambition to be one of tomorrow's masterminds. He was stealing candy and building tree forts. None of that screams Dark Lord, which is why he can so quickly change to being good throughout the rest of the season. I think the lesson of this episode was that violence is not always the answer. I like this episode. No massive inconsistencies, a lot of important plot development, and we got Pythor, which means our villain is no longer a 10-year-old kid. Okay, I'm convinced now that the animators only have one bird model other than the falcon. This episode starts with Lloyd going around to all the other ninja and starting conflicts. He tells Cole that Jay messed up his soup, Jay that Zane broke the training bot, and Zane that Kai turned his clothes pink. Notice I didn't mention Kai's problem, because while I think that the other 3 seem like genuine things to get upset about, Kai's is not. Lloyd tells Kai that Cole came in and beat all his high scores on his favorite video game, but Kai isn't portrayed as someone who cares a ton about video games. Sure, we see all the ninja playing games in the first episode, but it's Jay who always talks about gaming. I know Cole isn't shown cooking much either, but that one has a more drastic consequence and just works better.
You did this?
So big reveal, Lloyd is the one who did all those things and was spreading rumors. Wow, big deal.
I wanted to show you the destructive power of rumors, and that jumping to conclusions can only lead to trouble.
Okay, that's a great lesson. Unfortunately, it kind of falls flat at the end of the episode. We'll get there soon.
But those tombs could be anywhere. Without the map of dens, we might as well just throw darts at a map.
Good idea. Why don't we?
Show off.
Yeah, really. Was she holding those darts just so she could throw them when everyone was there? Nia talks about how she discovered the location of the last 2 serpentine tombs via the Ninjago symbol for serpent. Except the symbol for serpent is huge with tons of possible spots for the tombs. Am I wrong? Jay just instantly knows where the 2 spots are and conveniently points to them off screen. What is the rest of the logic? I stared at this map for a while trying to figure out where on earth they would be. If you know, please tell me in the comments.
Nia, I need you here to make sure Lloyd doesn't get into any more trouble.
Yes, Sensei.
I will say the season does do a decent job at setting up Nia. She hasn't had much of a part to play in the early season, so her reveal later on and her reasoning, it makes sense. Oh yeah, Zane is fully pink. Cool to see Cole's rock climbing experience come into play, and the mailman, always good to have him.
These images describe a legend about one tribe uniting them all.
This is another lore inconsistency. As the show went on, it seemed the writers forgot about some previously mentioned lore and completely retconned a few things.
Well, it says here, once they unite, they can find the 4 silver fang blades that will unleash the Great Devourer.
And the Great Devourer is discovered, although it's portrayed as a fairy tale for right now. They get jumped by the Constricti General, and Zane's Spinjitzu turned pink too. I know it's just a gag, so I'm not going to question it. They use the flute to get away and realize that this is a trap, and Jay and Kai are in trouble too. Which they definitely are. Kai gets sprayed by Venomari venom and starts to see things. Him being afraid of the gnomes and gingerbread renditions seems a little bit odd. It's another gag that doesn't really serve any purpose, so I can't complain about it too much, but I don't think that Kai would sit and cower because of it. Now maybe you'd say it's affecting his brain and he's not thinking straight, but that's never mentioned or shown anywhere. And then Zane loses the flute, really unfortunate. They get stuck on a log, and the 4 ninja just give up. The motto of the show is Ninja Never Quit, but here they are, quitting. This whole Venomari scene is only there so they can have Samurai X valiantly swoop in and save the ninja. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for Samurai X coming in for the rescue. It adds a new and powerful character and shakes up the plot. I simply think this scenario was a bit stupid.
Look at Sensei's beard. It's moving like snakes.
Okay, that was funny, and I still think about that one occasionally. They talk a bit about the Great Devourer, and Wu doesn't say anything about it, even though he knows it exists and has seen the effects of it. First of a long list of things Wu doesn't tell the ninja when he should.
Ninjago City. Amazing. Always heard stories of this place.
So they've never been to Ninjago City before. That certainly changes very quickly. In later seasons, it seems like they never leave Ninjago City. It's also one of the issues with this season. The world building is pretty lacking. Think about where the show has taken us so far. The only actual populated area was Jumanakai Village in the first episode. We haven't seen the world at work or people going about their lives. It doesn't feel like anybody lives here yet. Season 2 spends more time in Ninjago City, and through a few episodes it does help remedy the problem. It's just that that's the second season, not the first. This doesn't seem like that many snakes. Is this really all of them?
Friends, enemies, and enemies who pretend to be friends.
Pythor's charm comes into play when he's rallying the Serpentine. His true plan is revealed as wanting revenge on the humans of Ninjago for imprisoning the snakes. As far as character motives go, I'm down for it.
That sounds like a great plan, but you know the Hypno Bribe will screw it up.
Kai starts to use heckling to stir up the crowd of snakes. I believe this is supposed to be in reference to Sensei Wu's lesson about rumors at the beginning of the episode. Remember that? Don't blame me if you don't, because it's not mentioned again. The ninja don't have a problem with rumors to work through. It was just stuck at the start so they would have a convenient plan to disrupt the Serpentine mission. If you cut out the whole intro bit, nothing would have changed in the story. And only after they escape the snake gathering do they try to explain everything I just talked about. It should have been talked about a little bit sooner and at least made relevant in the main part of the episode. There are a lot of important plot movements that happen, I'll admit. Samurai X and Great Devourer are introduced, Lloyd starts to seem more like an actual character, and Pythor's plan is being put in motion. All that being said, the most memorable part of this episode is Pink Zane, hands down. A lot of this episode was just showcasing new characters like the Constricti and the Venomari and Samurai X, as well as beginning to reveal the Great Devourer. Oh my gosh, that's a big hole. Did Pythor and Scales dig that out alone?
I am desperate, my disloyal number 2, but only to bring our kind together so that we can unleash the Great Devourer.
Last episode was the first episode to introduce the Great Devourer, an ancient evil that would destroy Ninjago if released. So far it's been treated as a legend, and the audience hasn't been given much time to digest it. That's all about to change. I feel like the season has been moving pretty slowly up until this point, but from here, it moves quickly. We go from first hearing about the Great Devourer legend to actively fighting it all in the second half of the show. Can we take a moment to recognize whoever animated Scale's eyes to be absolutely enormous and terrified? He just looks hilarious.
I present to you the a city formerly known as the Lost City of Ouroboros.
I think this scene was pretty well done. The music, the camera angles, makes it dramatic, which is something you need if the main villain is summoning an entire city from the desert. This season suffers from a lack of intense music more often than you'd think, but here they nailed it.
Wait! Slow down! I have a package for Sensei Wu!
Hello, mailman. I love this guy.
I'll disarm him!
Too late. He's already hypnotized you, and now you're under his control.
Or he's already put you in a squeeze.
Or spit on you with his hallucinatory venom.
Each ninja is talking about their own experiences with the Serpentine. Cole got hypnotized, Zane nearly suffocated, and Kai got venom in his eyes.
Uncle, what's the best way to stun a serpentine if you don't know what kind they are?
Sadly, it was the sacred flute you four carelessly lost.
I don't think I've given my opinion on the sacred flute yet. It's an interesting concept. The idea came from the legend of snake charmers who used flutes to soothe cobras. As far as it's portrayed in the show, I like it. It's very powerful, hence the reason the writers had to find a way to get it out of the ninja's hands. And it shows up later in the episode.
And when I become the Green Ninja, we're not gonna need any magic flute.
You're gonna be the Green Ninja?
And they're still arguing. Thank goodness this Green Ninja storyline gets resolved soon. I couldn't take a second season of this bickering. And I know it's intentionally supposed to be this way. It works into the plot and Kai's storyline specifically. Doesn't stop it from being annoying though. The ninja get new suits, and I love this design. I have tons of the actual toy versions, so it's very nostalgic. They run to Mega Monster Amusement Park in order to stop some snakes that were spotted, but arrive too late.
Oh, you totally missed it. There were like icky snakes, and then this mysterious samurai came in and saved everyone.
Oh, look at that, Nia's there. How convenient. That definitely doesn't mean anything.
The samurai can kick the ninja's butt.
These townspeople are very fickle if you ask me. This is the first time the samurai has been out in public, right? And they're already switching sides.
Do I hear a hint of jealousy? Maybe this can be a lesson for you. The lesson is, iron sharpens iron.
I believe that Master Wu was trying to get the ninja to train harder thanks to their new rivalry with the samurai. They should work together as a team to unlock their true potential, but that's not what they get out of it. Instead, they start to compete with each other, which, funny enough, Kai came up with, once again obsessed by the Green Ninja.
So whoever learns the identity of the samurai is the one who will become the destined Green Ninja. Ha!
Samurai X is cooking. Alone, each ninja stands no chance against the mech. This cave looks like the same one that the Scythe of Quakes was in the pilot episodes. Still, no idea what these statues are supposed to be. I guess they look like Lego samurai heads. Jay really committed to this bit. He is not wearing his suit underneath. It's just the dress and nothing else.
Samurai! Where are you? Oh!
Please, no, please stop. There is no way Samurai X doesn't know that this is Jay, right? That's why he built the new tracks around him and doesn't just move Jay off the tracks.
I hear he found it.
Impossible! The lost city does not exist.
It seems like Scales is talking about the lost city of Ouroboros, but he was just there when Pythor uncovered it, so why is he unsure? Lloyd sneaks aboard in this disguise that, I guess, works. I don't know what the maracas are for.
Just do as I've said, and I promise you will be my second in command. Forever.
Pythor is a devious guy. He's always one step ahead of whoever he's after at the moment. The other Serpentine tribes won't respect Pythor. He tried to convince them nicely with the first meeting, but that failed, so now he's taking it by force. He challenges the other leaders for their rank as general, and is doing fine alone. His deal with Scales, though, means that he can use the flute to incapacitate the others and beat them. Scales conveniently had the earplug, so he wasn't affected.
He's using a sacred flute against his own.
Thank you for that, Lloyd. I was confused as to what was happening. And then he gets captured, because of course he does.
Where's my nephew? I thought you were looking after him.
I thought Cole was gonna pick him up.
I went to the arcade, but he wasn't there. Jay was...
Don't bring me into this. I babysat yesterday.
Oh my goodness, do not trust these guys with any children. Cole, you didn't say anything when he wasn't there? What? So they go off looking for him and find out where he went through some security footage. They got ninja clearance or something to be allowed to take a look. Ouroboros appearing out of nowhere should have made national headlines by now. It's not far from Ninjago City, so someone should have seen it. The ninja getting captured is fine, increases the tension and all that, but the fact that every single one of them dropped their golden weapon outside of the cage, oh, so infuriating.
Don't worry, the samurai could still come around to save us.
oh, how the turns have tabled. He was just saying that he hated the samurai earlier. Also, yeah, Samurai X isn't coming to save you. I'm assuming the samurai went after Pythor earlier when he put the tracking device on him last episode. Pythor must have been waiting and sprung a trap or something. The writers have done a good job keeping Samurai X mysterious. We don't know what his motives are. Up until now, he just appears to be a good guy, always going after the Serpentine and helping people out. Except that he just attacks the ninja, and he gets Jay pretty hard, so he must mean business. Also, the chakram/shuriken thing he threw switches models randomly. When he throws it and catches it, it looks like the normal Lego piece that's included with the physical sets, but when it's flying behind Jay, it changes. Actually, it's different in his hand here too.
Tornado of creation?
Tornado of creation? Tornado of creation? Why now? Why not when you were surrounded by Venomari last episode? Why not when you were taking down the Hypnobrai tree fort in episode 2? This is what I was talking about way back in the second pilot episode. There is no limit to when the Tornado of creation can be used, so why don't they use it all the time? The answer is because there would be no story if the ninja could just tornado away everything, which means the writers should not have given it to them literally in episode 0. Imagine the Tornado of Creation was saved as a big season finale power-up and had been hinted at similar to the True Potential stuff that Wu keeps talking about. But it didn't end that way, and the Tornado of Creation is one of the coolest ideas that the creators really shot themselves in the foot with.
We must continue to make it appear that we are fighting for real.
We're not fighting for real?
You nearly split Jay's skull open. I'm sure that felt real to him. The samurai whisks them away while he goes back for the golden weapons.
Magnetizer activated.
This is the one time where I'm glad he voiced exactly what he was doing aloud, because otherwise, there is really no explanation for what that beam is. Looks like magic to me, which it really is because gold is not magnetic, but not a big deal. Let's move on.
Steer clear, ninja. Don't look.
At me.
In hindsight, Nia being the samurai is pretty expected. She's a main character, but so far she has done nothing but sit in the bounty. If you go back to various scenes, we can see her training despite never going on a mission, and generally being upset about not being a ninja. She felt left out and wanted to prove herself. This is a great message about how you don't need superpowers and magic weapons to be a hero. It's a big part of Nia's character, and for the majority of the seasons, it works well. Also, they gave us a hint that Nia was a samurai with the armband that she also wears outside of her suit.
Just be careful, will you?
Promise.
Aww, Kai cares about his sister. How sweet. He also agrees not to tell the others that he knows the samurai's identity. But, of course, Master Wu knows, because he's Master Wu. He just does. I mentioned earlier that the show is going to start picking up pace from here on out, and I mean it. The main conflict with the Serpentine has barely started, and we still have the whole True Potential arc to go through. I'm excited for the next episode, one of the best in all Ninjago.
You're the samurai?
Girl power!
I haven't talked about any of the intros yet because they've been pretty average, but this one is a bit interesting. This episode is mainly about Zane and Pythor continuing his plan, so I don't know why there's all this focus on Nia being the samurai. That was last episode's big reveal, but aren't these recaps supposed to show relevant information to the current episode? The samurai isn't even in this one. Look at that, the episode called TikTok starts with a clock.
He just broke his own record! The guy's inhuman!
Say that again, Kai? He's what? Zane also looks like he could have gone longer. He's not struggling at all. The four ninja believe they have peaked. We get a little montage with the theme song playing in the background, and yeah, Cole just lifted like 600 pounds over his head. That's higher than the world record. Also in this one shot, Cole's eyebrows are not in the mirror.
Sensei, what does True Potential look like if...
Our apologies, Sensei. We've interrupted you.
I like scenes like this. The four ninja have tremendous respect for Master Wu. Unfortunately, we don't get these moments nearly enough. Yeah, so here's another pretty fun error. You can see the sacred flute there in the shelf, even though it's definitely been captured by Pythor. Either that or Wu's lying about everything.
In each and every one of us, there are obstacles that hold us back. Only when you conquer that fear will your heart be free.
Fantastic wisdom. Oftentimes, the mental aspect of training is overlooked. Your mind has to be just as strong as your body in order to be your best. The ninja are still naive in their thinking. The fact that they even think they've reached their true potential means that they haven't. The more you learn, the more you realize what you don't know.
There's more to the Great Devourer than you've let on, isn't there, Sensei?
Finally, Wu starts to tell the ninja what happened between him and Garmadon. They were once friends.
Wait a minute! Now, I know you two were brothers, but really? The king of cruelty, the doer of destruction, the captain of chaos, and you two were
friends? Please, no interruptions.
Those were some good alliterations, but Wu's right, no interruptions. When they were kids, Garmadon was bitten by the Great Devourer, an ancient evil snake whose venom corrupts anything it bites. Garmadon was bitten by the Devourer while outside the monastery and started turning evil. On paper, that's not a bad premise. Garmadon didn't choose to be evil, it was forced into him. Literally. We see in later episodes how that dynamic works and how Garmadon can partially resist the evil inside of him. On the other hand, it seems a bit random that the snake just happened to be there right when Garmadon was outside, but we're going to ignore that because it doesn't get resurfaced again until season 15. If this series makes it that far, I'll talk more then.
It was all my fault.
Wu blames himself for Garmadon's downfall. This is a really enlightening and heartbreaking moment. We learned exactly what happened to Garmadon and we hear the regret in Wu's voice. Honestly, props to the voice actor, it was really well done.
Focus on the obstacles that lie within each of your hearts, that hold you back from true greatness. Unlock your true potential.
Wu said it himself, they've reached their peak physical strength, but now they need to unlock their mental and elemental side. And that's something that Wu can't help them with as much. He's not in their head. It's up to each of the ninja to figure out what obstacles block them from greatness and how to overcome them. And then Wu leaves. He's saying he's going to get some help from someone and the ninja aren't able to come. Oh, you know what else somebody pointed out that I am shocked that I have missed? Wu's mouth is 3D. He has an inside of his mouth. No other character does. It's just a flat image. But Wu, like you can put stuff inside of there.
Legend spoke of a map showing exactly where the 4 fang blades have been buried. There must be something around here. Keep looking!
Ah, the fang blades. Wu must have told the ninja about them because they're putting up flyers. I guess that doesn't hurt.
Is everything alright?
That's Jay's voice. Mom, Zane is being weird again. It's because he saw the falcon though, so understandable. And the ninja follow it, very far. They should be in their vehicles, not running. Though maybe since they're so jacked or whatever, they didn't notice the distance.
Good thing we're in peak physical condition.
Hey, see, I told you. One by one, the ninjas start to drop off until Zane is alone. I will say Kai makes it way farther than the other two. He almost fully keeps up with Zane. Then, big reveal. The bird is a robot. I knew it. They do charge on telephone poles.
You're a robot?
That's a cool effect zooming in around Zane's face. Captures the moment well. Where did he come from? Oh, he's dead.
You brought me here. But why? No! It can't be! No!
Oh my goodness. The biggest reveal and then cut to black in all of Ninjago. And then we switch to Wu, who really quickly bribes an old lady for mysterious tea, but we don't care right now.
Hey, what? You're a robot?
Unfortunately, I was young enough when I watched this that I genuinely don't remember what my first reaction was to this. In my mind, Zane has always been a robot. But from an outside view, this is wild. What other show turns one of the main characters into a robot? And it was set up incredibly well. We got so many hints about Zane's interesting behaviors and his inhuman feats. Get it? Inhuman? Because he's a robot. Anyways.
No matter what you're made of, you're still our brother.
Really?
In fact, I bet it makes you an even better ninja.
Yeah, and how cool is it that I can honestly say my brother is a nindroid?
A nindroid?
And the other three are so supportive. I think that "really" line from Zane is often overlooked. Imagine being told that you're not real. You're not a human. You are, by all rights, lesser than regular people. I'm sure Zane was terrified the other ninja would no longer want to be around him or even hate him. It's no wonder he stayed in that house for a while after the others left.
A memory switch.
In the previous shot, the memory switch was on. I wonder if they reanimated the first scene after doing this one and forgot to switch it back? Upon activating his memories, we get a montage of his true childhood, or as much of a childhood a robot can have. We see that he can cook, the origin of the falcon, and it seems like Zane had a great life for a long time. At first, Zane's dad is young, and by the end, he's of old age. And then he toggles off Zane's memories, and frickin' dies.
You were built to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
Hey guys! Wait up!
This is the moment Zane clears the obstacles in his mind and unlocks his true potential. He sheds a tear for the memory of his father and then accepts who he is. Then he goes absolutely wild.
There is nothing that will hold me back. I know who I am.
Yes, you go, Zane. This moment has been teased and foreshadowed since literally the first pilot episode, back when Zane was told he takes things too seriously. This is how you do good character development and build anticipation for a big reveal. Even the true potential aspect of it was done pretty well. Master Wu talked about unlocking their true potentials, and even though the ninja can't use their elemental powers yet on their own, this is a huge step.
His powers are so cool! We have our very own Nindroid! Yeah!
Once again, I love the fact that they're so supportive. We're starting to get into the age of humanoid robots in real life, and I cannot imagine the day when we're able to build robots so human-like that they don't even know they're robots. Does Zane bleed? Like, what if he got cut? Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Pythor is still arguing with his generals. The Fangpire leader clearly picked up his red staff here, but later he's holding Pythor's purple one. Also, this staff is blue at the start and then becomes purple after. And then Scale shows up with his blue staff, but it wasn't in any of the other shots. So I don't know really what's happening here, but Pythor found the map to the Fang Blades. Okay, so I've been sitting here trying to analyze this map for a couple minutes, but I think we've got some serious discontinuity. This is the map of the 4 golden weapons, which clearly shows the Sword of Fire in the Fire Temple at the bottom of this peninsula. But then on the Serpentine map, the Fire Temple is at the top. Unless that's not the Fire Temple and this giant block of flame is the Fire Temple, that could make more sense. That pyramid there we'll see in a few episodes, and that's where Pythor goes to look for another Fang Blade. The spot up top there has to be Mega Monster Amusement Park, which they go to next episode to find a Fang Blade. And we do see in certain images that the park appears to be on the ledge of a cliff, so I guess that could work at the very top. Here it looks like the Fire Temple should be slightly above Ninjago City, which if the Fire Temple is that burning field would put Ninjago City in this unmarked area. The only problem with that is that I also found this map that puts Ninjago City above it, but they spelled this one Ninjagi City, so maybe we shouldn't trust it. I think it's pretty obvious that these maps weren't designed to have a ton of continuity between them all, so 5, maybe 6 out of 10 for map continuity. Oh, right, Wu was on a journey somewhere. He uses the magic tea to open up a portal to Lord Garmadon? And he's got 4 arms? What? Okay, best episode so far. I love Zane and I love his story of discovering who he really is. Since his first line in the show, Zane has been different. And like the ninja, we the audience have grown to love him. I never once thought that Zane being a ninjroid was a bad thing. Quite the opposite, in fact. The setup was particularly well done, both in the robot reveal and the full potential moment. We have now entered the phase of the ninja having heightened elemental powers. Not quite what they have in later seasons, but we are getting there. We also have Pythor doing his stuff with the Fang Blades, but that's a minor part of this episode, though a big part of the rest of the show.
Some villagers unearthed the remains of this Fangpire a few miles away.
You remember how in the first episode of the season, Kai and Jay were talking about how the Serpentine were a myth? If there was archaeological evidence for the Fangpire, why was it deemed a fairy tale? I suppose it's possible that Kai and Jay didn't know? Jay lived in a junkyard and Kai was in a pretty undeveloped part of Ninjago, so maybe news didn't get out there that much?
If one is able to wildly raise their heart rate, hypothetically, it could reverse the venom's effects.
Nice drawing, Cole. Even more impressive that he's doing it with a paintbrush. Pretty sure he's drawing himself fighting the Serpentine because there's a red tongue down there. Also, remember what Nia said. That'll be important later.
Excuse me, is someone wearing perfume? I'm severely allergic to perfume.
You told me it was men's cologne. Nah, I get them mixed up.
Why on earth did Kai do that? He's usually very protective of his sister, so risking her life for a joke on Jay doesn't seem very in character. Anybody else agree? The Falcon has a faint robot sound when it moves. Nice attention to detail. Those are real-life Lego models on the screen. Also, Jay finally asked Nia out. Thank gosh, it took long enough.
Yes! Ow! Ah! Man.
I'm sure that'll be fine. Nothing to worry about.
Dark magic has made me stronger. And what was once impossible is now possible.
You came here only to possess the weapons of Spinjitzu?
Alright, so we're starting to move into the large, overarching plot of the first 2 seasons. Garmadon can now physically handle all 4 golden weapons. Also, these weapons just come out of nowhere. I'd like to imagine he just has mud monsters waiting around to throw them to him.
You should have known better than to try to stop me.
I came to warn you, to tell you. Your son's in danger. No.
Lloyd.
And this is the scene that breaks all previous notions about Garmadon in a good way. Up until now, he's been this faceless, evil presence looming in the background. He's not the main villain of Season 1, he's beyond that, a force of pure evil. But here we see that maybe that's not the whole story. The moment Lloyd is mentioned, Garmadon comes to his senses almost. Later in the season, we learn a bit more about how his evilness functions and how he can fight it somewhat. We can save that discussion for the next 2 episodes, but for now, we've seen a side to Garmadon that we didn't know existed, and opens up the doorway for a really interesting and complex character.
This is it, Pythor. The map leads us here. The first Fangblade.
Pythor going in as a costume character is actually pretty smart.
I'm taking Nia to a nice restaurant. A really nice restaurant. You might want to change your plans. The bridge just picked up evidence of serpentine activity over at Mega Monster Amusement Park.
Serpentine spotted at Mega Monster Amusement Park?
Wanted to know if you would rather go to the Mega Monster Amusement Park instead.
Really? That would be perfect.
This is pretty funny in my opinion. It makes for a really unique episode premise where both people are in the same place for the same reason, but don't know that the other is also there for that reason. I think they could have gone a lot farther with it and made it pretty hilarious, but unfortunately that plot point kind of gets forgotten quickly.
Why would Lloyd open the tombs?
To be like you.
I never wanted him to.
We're starting to understand more about Garmadon's mindset. From that one sentence alone, we know that Garmadon doesn't truly think what he's doing is good. I would compare him to an addict. Maybe like an alcoholic or something. He's addicted to doing evil. He can't help himself and does it even though deep down he knows it's not right and not what he wants. This will become apparent later, so let's keep going.
You may think of me as your enemy, but I was first your brother.
Fine, alright, we'll talk about this too. It showcases more about how the Devourer's venom has warped Garmadon. We've seen multiple times how Garmadon and Wu were still on okay terms for a long while. The venom took time to affect Garmadon to the point where it's at today. Now he's so far gone that not even his brother can bring him back to reality. The only thing that can is the safety of his only son.
I once built these wings from scrap metal.
Are those the same wings that Sensei Wu found him with? Also the ones that they used when they found the Nunchucks of Lightning? This conversation is the definition of awkward, for several reasons. I think that both Jay and Nia want to be there and want to talk, but Jay is super nervous and rambling, while Nia is concerned about the snakes being nearby. Also, the portion sizes are huge. That's a whole chicken in that sandwich.
So, that samurai, I hate him, don't you? He's just such a showboat.
Jay starts to diss Samurai X. I'm surprised Nia still likes him after that. And then Jay starts to really turn into a snake, so he dips. And then Nia dips because the Serpentine were nearby. Jay doesn't deserve that. Mostly.
The first Fangblade is ours!
I like the designs for the Fangblades. They fit the name well. They are fangs and blades. What more do you need?
Not so fast! Really? That's the best you got?
I know stuff like this is supposed to be comic relief, and it's a trope to break the tension that way, and that's fine for Jay, but at least for these 3 ninja, I'd prefer them to be locked in and awesome and powerful. I'd much rather watch powerful take down every opponent ninja than a funny ninja. Anyways, Samurai X, or well, Nia, I guess I can say that now, steals the blade from Pythor. Finally, somebody competent. This scene does a good job of showing the weight of the mech. It's not small, and every step shakes the ground a bit, and it doesn't move super fluidly.
Finally, the mystery man is revealed. Or should I have said mystery girl?
Nia's cooked.
Hey, you were the first in your little scouts group to get your knot badge, right?
Yeah, yeah, about that. I made that up just so I could impress you.
There's an entire podcast episode of material in that one sentence. There's the saying, women fall in love with what they hear and men fall in love with what they see. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. I really don't want to get into that, and this episode tackles it pretty vaguely, so I think it's okay.
If anything horrible were to happen, I want you to know that you don't have to wear cologne or pretend to be anything that you're not. Because I like you best when you're you.
Nothing like imminent death to bring out all the feelings. Also, Jay turns back to normal because of the increased heart rate. I'm alright with that explanation. It was talked about earlier in the episode and could totally make sense in lore. The thing holding Jay back was his view of himself, particularly when it came to Nia. Jay's desire for Nia's affection and lying to try to get it is a great example of him not being satisfied with who he is. He feels like he's not enough. In episode 3, we find Jay is embarrassed about living in a junkyard and having loud parents. Likely these contributed to his low self-esteem. It took Nia telling Jay that she liked him the way he was for Jay to start to realize that maybe he's alright the way he is. This arc about Jay learning to accept himself is fantastic on paper. My biggest gripe is that I forgot he had self-esteem issues until this moment. The last time any of this was brought up was episode 3 where it started, and after that it just vanished until now. Perhaps you could say he was projecting his insecurities onto the samurai, which is why he didn't like him, but all 4 ninja weren't fans of the samurai, so it doesn't really work. Other than that, it's pretty solid. Learning to accept who you are is good. Though the show doesn't acknowledge the second half of being okay with who you are while still understanding that you have flaws to fix, the writers would have had to change the story up a whole bunch for that, and what they ended up with is fine, so it's alright.
You know what I learned today?
What's that?
No matter what kind of secret you have, whether you're a snake or a samurai, it's important to be yourself.
Yeah, that's cute. But you want to know what I learned? The Serpentine now have the first Fang Blade.
Man, I should have Cole analyze these episodes. He is straight to the point. Oh yeah, Sensei Wu and Garmadon are still trying to get back to Ninjago.
Oh, you're letting me go?
Only to fetch, my dear boy. Do step lightly.
These traps don't seem particularly good if Lloyd can just run through them all. Also, Pythor pretty much sending Lloyd to his doom adds to his evil credentials. Good resume builder.
It's gone!
It's gone?
Where is it?
No!
Lloyd asking this still makes me laugh even after watching this episode so many times. There's instances where the comedy is mid, but when it hits hard.
I still can't get over the fact that you were the mysterious samurai.
Thank you, Jay, for the reminder. It's not like it was in the recap at the start of the episode.
It appears his impatience is because he has not found inner peace and unlocked his full potential like you and I have, Jay.
Great observation, Mr. Roboto. But Cole hasn't found it either. I got it! You've unlocked it? Oh, why am I the only one?
Kai being frustrated over not unlocking his true potential works well with his character. He's got a big ego and wants to be the best. Interesting how that gets reflected in Nia as well in later seasons. Also, Cole didn't unlock his true potential yet, or at least not for another 16-ish minutes. Sorry, spoilers. He remembered seeing the Fang Blade in a trophy that his dad won.
You never told us your dad was an accomplished athlete. What sport?
Oh, he's a blacksmith.
Nothing wrong with that. My father was a blacksmith too, but I've never heard of a competition.
That's because he's not a blacksmith. He's a royal blacksmith.
I'm not entirely sure why Cole is so embarrassed. His dad is a singer. That's awesome. I wish I could sing. I don't know, I guess the dancing aspect is a little bit weird, but it's not that bad.
The Blade Cup was made by this guy who collected priceless artifacts. His name was something like Clutch Powers.
Yeah, baby, that's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Any LEGO fan worth their salt knows who Clutch Powers is. My very first video on this channel was about his movie. Unfortunately, this Clutch Powers is not the same Clutch Powers. Though this episode came out only a little after the movie, so maybe it was intended to be the same person here. In Season 11, the Ninjago version Clutch Power shows up for real, and it is a disgrace. But we're not in Season 11 right now, so I can still dream.
I haven't talked to my father in years.
Well, then we'll call him up.
You can't! He thinks I'm in Ninjago City, training at the Marty Oppenheimer School of Performing Arts.
Cole having issues with his father and lying about what he's been doing adds tons of depth to his character. On the outside, Cole looks like he's got everything together. He's strong, caring, kind of the de facto leader of the team, but now we know that's not entirely true. People still have issues even if they don't seem like it. I can see this Cole plotline getting analyzed in two ways. One, which is the way I agree with more, it's similar to Jay's parent trouble. There was no foreshadowing. We barely knew Cole had parents. He got a letter from his dad in episode 2, and then he pretends to call his parents in episode 3. By the way, his mom is dead, so when he said hi mom and dad, he brought up his dead mom for a joke. Brutal. Anyways, we didn't know about Cole's relationship with his dad until now. Maybe a little something would have been nice. I don't know. Am I asking too much for a 13-episode season? Each episode is only 20 minutes, so maybe there wasn't enough time to make it work. The writers did a good job with Zane and are currently doing a good job with Kai, so I believe it could have been done. The other way this could have been analyzed is the way I mentioned earlier. Cole never mentioned his father and the problems that went along with it because he didn't want the other three to make fun of his dad for being a dancer, and he didn't want word to get back to his dad about him being a ninja. That second option could make a lot of sense, but like with the first, I wish it had come up at least once beforehand so it would be more impactful when it got resolved. Where was he hiding those? And they're fighting rock monsters from Lego Power Miners again. Garmadon uses Spinjitzu. This is the first time we've seen him use it in the actual show. He uses it once in the mini-movies, but never here.
All right, hand him over.
But no mortal shall possess all four.
Jay's nunchucks have a metal chain connecting them. That's the only time that's shown.
You too good for the doorbell?
The actor for Cole is also the actor for Lou. That's Cole's dad. So Cole is really talking to himself here.
Let me hear the sweet, sweet sound of harmony.
Harmony.
Zane and Jay singing is swapped. The ninja decide to enter the singing/dancing contest to steal the Fang Blade, and Cole's dad starts to help them prepare.
Zane, you're like a machine. Don't change anything.
Oh man, if only he knew.
Cole, we can't have history repeating itself.
Dad, it was the triple tiger sachet. I was 7.
Many professionals have dared try, but it's never been successfully completed.
Hence my father thought a 7-year-old could.
We're starting to see why Cole's relationship with his dad is strained. Lou has a vision for what he wants Cole to do, but Cole has other plans. His father isn't being considerate of his son's feelings, and his son isn't being honest with his father. Both are in the wrong, and both are making the situation much worse than it could be.
You put too much trust in me.
Yeah! But I came for your help to save your son. Did you lead me here to destroy me?
See you on the other side.
This moment was always weird to me, but I think it's supposed to be. This is an example of Garmadon falling into his evil temptation. He's not trying to kill Wu. In fact, Garmadon jumps in right after him, but he's still going to be evil about it, for no other reason than it's evil.
Once we steal the Blade Cup, we can argue all we want once we get back home. Get me out of this nut house, and let's burn these memories from my head.
What?
Oh, Cole's busted. He has a great scene where he pours out his heart to his father, explaining why he has to steal a cup and how he's proud to be a ninja. But his father leaves. If this was real life, that would have been the end of the talent show competition. Cole's dad would have called the authorities and the ninja would have been kicked out.
You don't look anything like your photo.
Sadly, the camera adds a few pounds. I'm just happy to have the opportunity to judge this prestigious competition.
Wait a minute. I'm still here. He swallowed me. He's not a judge.
Quiet! Or else I won't let you out.
My apologies.
Do we really believe Pythor's gonna let him out? The beard thing is hilarious. It just is. Cole has a change of heart and wants to win the competition now. He wants to prove to his dad and to himself that he can do it. And I respect that.
I have butterflies in my stomach.
Aw, come on, that's just nerves.
No, I really do have butterflies.
Okay.
Who wrote the jokes this episode? I love them.
Spin Harmony!
The Ninjago theme might be copyrighted, so I'm not going to risk playing anymore, but they do a good job for only having about a day to practice. At least I can't imagine it was much more time than that. These two ladies in the back have distressed faces, but seem to be cheering with their hands. Come on, make up your mind, people. And then this one cuts randomly into a new position.
The triple tiger sachet.
If anyone could do it, it would be a ninja. They get perfect 10s across the board, though Cole's dad wasn't there, but it looks like Nia and at least one of Jay's parents were.
I've never felt more alive.
Zane, you can't say that stuff anymore.
Winning this just doesn't feel the same without my dad being able to...
Cole!
Dad?
I shouldn't have pushed you so hard to follow in my footsteps.
It's nice to see Cole's dad have a change of heart and realize his mistake. I wish Cole had apologized to him for lying for all those years because that's also not good, but he has other things to worry about. Oh, he did. Neither Zane nor Jay's golden weapon deliberately glowed when they unlocked their true potential. The weapons turned translucent with their bodies, but that was all. I guarantee you Lou thought Cole was dead and was turning into a ghost or ascending into heaven. I mean, who hits this pose that isn't about to fly off into the clouds?
It may not be the trophy, but it sure will look good on my wall.
Aw, that's a fantastic ending. Cole's dad is a very reasonable guy. He's not mad at Cole for running away, he likes all the other ninja. What could be better? Despite the one thing about Cole's dad never being mentioned before this episode, I liked it. Cole's true potential is definitely the most lackluster for reasons previously mentioned, but it was still a wholesome episode, and Cole's dad shows back up several times for some fun cameos. The next episode is episode 10, The Green Ninja. We finally get the legendary reveal of who is destined to be the ultimate warrior. Lou has a vision for what he wants Cole to do, but Cole has other plans. Sorry, I want to make sure his name is actually Lou. It is, okay. Woohoo! We are in the end game now. Well, now we know that's Kai, just look at the arms. But wait, that's Cole. Looks like he, Zane, and Jay are fighting a dummy Venomari? Honestly, this intro was really interesting. It's so different from all the other episodes. It's dark and there's no talking.
Unlock fire! Fire, go!
And it contrasts with Kai really well. The other three ninja have unlocked their true potential and have reached, dare I say, peak power, at least for the rest of the season.
It's not fair that you guys have unlocked your cool powers and I still haven't.
This is an awesome direction to take Kai. His entire journey has been him taking hit after hit to his ego. His sister got stolen, he wasn't the Green Ninja instantly, he hasn't unlocked his true potential. He is so desperate to catch up to the other ninja that he goes into Sensei's room and steals the legendary warrior outfit. Kai has been beaten down all season, and now we finally get to see his rise from the ashes. Fire pun intended. And Sensei's back.
Oh, Sensei, have you missed a lot? Zane's a ninjroid, Nia's the mysterious samurai, Cole's a dancer.
Zane is a what?
That's right! Sensei was gone for all of that. The last thing he said to them was the stuff about unlocking their true potentials. Garmadon shows up, and what is this random slow-mo sequence? It's really weirdly done. Kai and Garmadon have a bit of a stare down here. Can you tell this is a Kai-focused episode? That's good. We haven't gotten one since the pilot episodes.
But the Falcon is programmed to alert us if he sees any suspicious activity.
12 seconds later. Jay, did you say the Falcon was programmed?
No, Sensei. It was Zane who said that. Did you not get much sleep on your trip?
Sensei said the heart is the key. Maybe if I stand up to Lord Garmadon, I'll find my true potential and then everyone can see I'm the Green Ninja!
And in his desperation, he jumps to conclusions that, while not terribly unreasonable, could have been better thought out. And then we get a small montage of Garmadon generally being a nuisance and pretty much the exact opposite of everyone else. That's the same movie that Jay and Nia were watching when Zane burst out laughing. Looks like it's still not getting finished.
I've noticed when he isn't so focused on trying to turn Ninjago into his own image, he's actually quite fascinating.
Do Zane's eyebrows look weird? Like higher definition and bolder? Am I going crazy? The rest of the crew starts to warm up to Garmadon a little, and I think this helps reinforce what I mentioned a few episodes ago about Garmadon not being purely evil. He's still a person underneath his evil tendencies and can fight against his bad urges. Kai's eyebrows look weird too.
It was foolish of me to think that a girl could not be the destined Green Ninja.
Nia's the Green Ninja?
Kai is starting to go crazy. Garmadon shows up to egg him on more, and then Nia comes out to tell Kai that she didn't even try to see if she was the Green Ninja. Awfully mature of her, and a great contrast to Kai's obsessive nature, which she even mentions.
But where are our weapons?
All the ninja are in the bridge, but Garmadon is missing. Suspicious. And then Kai does some insane flips to get down. Very impressive.
Look forward to teaching you a lesson.
This ends now!
Indeed.
Garmadon wants Kai to fight him. He's not really here for the golden weapons or revenge, but if someone wants to fight, Garmadon is always down. And this fight feels like it has weight to it. Most of the fights in this season feel squishy, like no one's getting hit very hard, but not this one.
I defeated him! I did it! Are my eyes glowing? Did I unlock my powers?
So Garmadon wasn't trying to steal the weapons, he was fetching them for Wu. What would have been an interesting storyline would be if Garmadon really was here to steal the golden weapons, and he had everyone fooled but Kai, and only Kai was trying to stop him because he was too stubborn to actually accept Garmadon. That's not where the story is going though, which is fine, the actual plot is just as good.
Poor thing. Let me help you.
Oh, he is a professional rage baiter. But they're at the fire temple now, so let's go.
The volcano seems to be on the verge of eruption, guys.
And of course it is. It could have erupted any time in the last 11 episodes, but no. It has to erupt right now, right when they need to go there. Zane does a random flip here. We've got a new useless flip winner. Earlier, Wu said to travel by shadows, but what is this? What? Wind? Wind? This was later retconned for Moro to be the master of wind, which in my opinion was a good choice. Jay is not the master of the sky, only lightning. This whole season is like a training ground for the writers to get their bearing and figure out the magic system for the show. Not that they really do a phenomenal job with it, there are discrepancies more often than you'd think.
Kai, the weapon is compromising our safety.
Sword of Fire accelerating the eruption? Checks out. But of course, Kai is too stubborn and too desperate to listen to reason. He's been pushed to drastic levels twice this episode alone. He is not in a good state of mind. Pythor sends 2 black Constricti and 1 orange one, but when they emerge later, there's 2 orange and 1 black. Garmadon goes crazy here and solos nearly the entire Serpentine army. That was a cool shot. That one too. Garmadon saves Lloyd, but Kai races to get the Fang Blade. He makes an award-winning throw, and then all of Garmadon's work goes down the drain. Or volcano, in this case. Garmadon's mouth doesn't move when he speaks. Kai is faced with a difficult choice. Save the son of his worst enemy, who is honestly a pretty big brat, or obtain the weapon that holds the key to the safety of all of Ninjago. I wonder what it could be. He saves Lloyd. Because, of course he does. This is the moment where Kai starts his redemption arc, so to say. He abandons hope of reclaiming the Fang Blade, and with it, his chance at being the Green Ninja. I know the Green Ninja and the Fang Blade aren't actually linked, but in his mind, they definitely were. If he got the Fang Blade, I'm sure he expected to burst into golden light and unlock his true potential. His very first lines of the show were talking about how he wanted to be a better blacksmith than his dad was. Eventually, after the events of the pilot, that shifted into wanting to be the best ninja. And what was the symbol of the greatest ninja? Being the Green Ninja. So in Kai's mind, he's sacrificing his chance to be everything he ever wanted to be. Sorry, there's a lot we could talk about here, whether the writers intended there to be or not. The other ninja escape, and the volcano erupts, leaving Kai and Lloyd dead? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Kai in a giant fireball with Lloyd because he unlocked his true potential. Kai's obsession with being the greatest and becoming the Green Ninja are what held him back. When he lands, he also just drops Lloyd on the ground, which I thought was kind of funny. And then he faints too.
Thank you, Kai.
Even Garmadon can't ruin this moment. Lloyd is so much more important to him than some petty grudge against Kai.
But then I figured it out. All of my training to become the best ninja wasn't in preparation to become the Green Ninja. It was to protect him.
How Kai came up with this is still up for debate in my mind. Lloyd never showed any signs of being the Green Ninja, but whatever, I guess. Also, I don't know why no ninja is holding their respective weapon. None of them even had their weapons a second ago.
Lloyd is the Green Ninja. I had thought it would be one of you, but it was him the whole time.
Sensei Wu was very good at hiding his feelings then. I never had an inclination that Wu thought any of them would be the Green Ninja. He tried it on Nia literally just a few minutes ago. But finally, I can talk about this green 5 on Lloyd's hoodie. It's been staring us all in the face since episode 1, and I've been waiting for this very moment to point it out.
That means
ends. The battle lines have been drawn, brother.
We can see Garmadon's face go from joy and pride to horror as he realizes what this means. Crazy plot twist, but looking back, it makes so much sense. Otherwise, what is the point of Lloyd? Really though, he hasn't done anything useful to the ninja team the entire season.
This is heavy and all, but whatever happened to the Fang Blade?
Of course he finds it. Of course. There is no outstanding logical explanation for that. It's just dumb luck. This is a fire episode, pun intended. It wraps up the True Potential arc that the ninja went on. For the last 4 episodes, the ninja have been slowly unlocking their true potential, one at a time. Zane's was the best, followed by this one, Kai's, and then Jay's, and then Cole's. Kai has finally overcome his obsession with the Green Ninja. He's found peace with his role as one of the protectors and trainers of Lloyd. I think this is a great close to the mystery of the Green Ninja plotline. From the very first episode of the season, we've been wondering who it's going to be, only for it to be the most unlikely person. From here, we get to see Lloyd grow into the ninja and the leader that he's destined to be. Each character has come a long way. They've tackled the mental obstacles that held them back and reached their peak forms. For this season, at least. This episode starts with my favorite intro of the entire season. The 4 ninja absolutely body this poor Venomari. Jay freaking materializes out of pure lightning. The music, the dark alleys, the lack of speaking, perfectly showcases how the ninja have become more powerful and are not messing around. Kinda wish we got this vibe from them more often.
Because when the Great Devourer is awakened, there will be nothing it won't consume.
Won't that mean it'll consume you too?
Please, you have to stop him.
This complete 180 from the Venomari is interesting. It alerts the audience of just how crazy Pythor is. Even his own snakes are concerned about his plan. So the ninja go back to the bounty trying to figure out what to do. And Lloyd has a legitimately good idea.
All we have to do is just get one Fang Blade to stop him. What if we take back the other 3?
This is the first time Lloyd has been helpful. Good for him to start.
Bridge, give me a sonar sweep of Ninjago.
You can do that? This ship is powerful enough to sweep the entire continent in one go from one location? You guys barely had landline phones in episode 1. The Fangpire and Venomari icons are not their generals. No idea why.
Now give me a sonar sweep of Ninjago, but 20 feet below surface.
What? Wait, what was the point of the first sonar sweep? What are they looking for? Sonar is typically meant for mapping underwater, but it could be used on land technically. Wouldn't the first sonar sweep have given them this? If anyone else understands this better than I do, please tell me in the comments.
All the tombs have been interconnected to make one massive underground fortress.
Cole is talking, but Jay's mouth is moving. I should be used to that by now. Using this sonar magic, they determine the Serpentine hideout and head over.
The Serpentine have shown that they have great powers, and to combat them, you must turn their greatest strengths into their greatest weaknesses.
I like this scene. It shows that the ninja are no fools anymore. They've grown and become more experienced. It reminds the viewer of how far they've come since episode 1, when Cole got hypnotized and no one had any idea.
The venom of the Venomari can make you see things, cloud your perception.
Then I will use my new Falcon vision.
Zane implying that he can be affected by the Venomari is weird. I feel like it shouldn't work on him because, he doesn't have real eyes. Later on in the episode, we see that it conveniently works out that the tribe each ninja seems to specialize in is the one they fight. That entrance looks like a giant snake head. The Samurai X-Mech is hanging from a rope? Who greenlit that logic? This wall shows some art that we can decipher. Here it looks like Pythor with the Fang Blades and the other generals. Above that is the Great Devourer about to eat somebody. That'll be relevant soon. There's a giant teapot up there for Wu, maybe? And apparently that's one of the ninja? I don't see it either. Sensei Wu is such a fun character, he just does not care. This early on, they were still trying to figure out Wu's power level, so he's not even as powerful as he's shown to be later on.
You're stealing?
Alright, we can finally talk about Garmadon and his evilness. I've been waiting for this moment.
Every boy has a choice to grow up to be whoever they want to be, but I never had that choice.
Garmadon did not actively decide to be evil. It was forced upon him by the Great Devourer. I mentioned in the last few episodes that the best description I can give is that he's addicted to being evil. He has moments of clarity and regret for his actions, but he can't fully overcome the temptation to be bad. There is no rehab for people under the influence of pure evil. And this makes him a compelling villain. He's not some random psychopath. He's someone who has been twisted against his will into an evil warlord. He doesn't only want to be evil, otherwise he wouldn't be helping the ninja and Lloyd, and he certainly wouldn't be telling Lloyd not to follow in his footsteps. But idle hands are the devil's workshop, so when everyone's gone and there's nothing to do, Garmadon slips back into his evil tendencies, hence stealing the ninja's data.
We don't want your help, and we don't need you here. Maybe it would have been better if you hadn't come back at all.
Rough coming from your son no matter who you are. The music and conviction from both Lloyd and Garmadon make it an emotional moment. Lloyd has made the decision not to be like his father, and from here on out, he is the Green Ninja. Up until now, Lloyd has been a pretty stagnant character. Yes, he helped unleash the Serpentine, but other than that, he hasn't done a lot. And a lot of that was because they were waiting for his Green Ninja reveal. In Season 2, he gets developed a lot more, which I think is what they're waiting for, but it began here with these interactions with Garmadon. Then Nia calls asking for help. The ninja started off strong, but after getting near the Fang Blades, they got caught. In this shot where they get captured, everyone has their weapons and Nia is still in the mech suit. How did the snakes get them off? They would have had to open the cage to get the mech suit out. Also, Wu's chair appears to be gone.
I'll get you out of there in a jiff!
Every weapon in that closet corresponds to one of the ninja and Master Wu, which makes sense.
The chamber was built out of venge stone. Our elemental powers are rendered useless.
We've never seen the ninja use their powers without their weapons. They have unlocked their true potential, but they've never extensively used them. Cole has once opened that door where Kai and Garmadon were fighting, but that's it. Every other time, the ninja had their weapons. Oh, okay, they get out that way. And Pythor knows. That's cold.
Don't worry, Sensei. I have faith in Lloyd.
You have what now? Faith? In Lloyd? Sorry, I've just never heard those two words used like that before. Well, he's trying, I guess. Actually, I should give him a lot of credit. He's only 10 to 12 years old, and he's willing to fight Pythor and his entire Serpentine entourage.
You will what army? Or this army?
You helped me realize I do have a choice.
Garmadon choosing to help the ninja, at least right now, is great. It helps solidify everything I talked about earlier.
You betrayed them and Sabakai long ago.
It wasn't that long ago. The pilot episodes were probably only a few months ago at most. A year tops. Dang, Lloyd did something. I guess we now have two things on the list of Lloyd's positive accomplishments. Every single background fighter is moving in this scene. Props to the animators, that must have taken a decent amount of time. That was the most snake sound Pythor has ever made. The Serpentine don't usually sound like snakes other than the elongated S. In this shot, the red and green fang blades are right next to each other on the carrier, but when Cole picks it up, they are opposite of each other. Am I the only one who constantly forgets that Pythor can go invisible? It's a hugely overpowered ability, which is probably why it doesn't show up much.
Now that you are safe, and the ninja have the fang blades, there is nothing else I am needed for.
I need you.
This is a big switch up, which really goes to show that when people are angry, they say things they don't mean. Also, Lloyd is a kid, so I'm sure his mind changes a lot.
Soon, you'll be a great man. Although we are now on opposite sides, I'm still very proud of you.
The duality of Garmadon. I know I've been talking about it a lot, but it's really interesting. Are they underage drinking? In front of a 12-year-old, no less? Nah, I'm sure it's just orange juice.
Then have some snob fruit punch.
Oh, okay, I'm glad they clarified. Otherwise, someone could have gotten in trouble. They're all still laughing while they drink. There is no way that works without making a serious mess. As far as an episode goes, it was good. The insight into Garmadon was pretty cool, and Lloyd is attempting to be the Green Ninja, but we'll just give him some time, he'll get better. Looks like the ninja might actually save the day. They have the fang blades and Pythor's nowhere to be seen. No! Wu uses his magic smoke vision again. Is this an adequate time to use it? It seems pretty likely that they're going to stop the Devourer before it even arrives. Maybe he's just being safe, which is smart. Because, unfortunately, this vision shows that something must go wrong, keeping us on our toes. The flute is finally gone from the drawer, so that's good at least.
Why is it that Torchfire Mountain is the only place we can destroy the Fang Blades?
Because the Fang Blades are made from the original teeth of the Devourer.
They are? Who got the teeth from the Devourer? That's crazy. These fangs are smaller than the ones we see in the actual Devourer later, so it must have been smaller and easier to capture when it was locked away.
Could someone pass a salt? Hey, thanks.
Who did he wink at? Is that a fourth wall break? Is he putting salt on his bread?
Speaking of green, who would have guessed little Lloyd Garmadon turned out to be the Green Ninja?
It's hard to believe he's gonna become the greatest ninja that ever lived.
Kai gets a bit offended at the mention of Lloyd being the greatest ninja, which is very in character. It's literally been 1 day since that got revealed, so I imagine he's still not fully over it yet. You know, from here on out, Lloyd is actually an enjoyable character. He wants to be a ninja and is motivated enough to train on his own. He's just young, and then he gets jumped by Pythor in a rather terrifying scene. Did he just use Lloyd's mask to tie his arms? It's the only green material that I can think of.
And if you look to your left, you'll find Ninjago's very own Torchfire Mountain, where the core of the natural volcano can reach up to 3 bajillion degrees!
Bajillion is not a quantifiable number. How can you have 3 of them? That must be a serious volcano.
Look, Mommy, a flying ship!
You can see the bounty here reflected in the glass.
Oh, honey, ships don't fly, only planes.
Yeah, that's why he said it's a flying ship. Otherwise, he would have just said plane. Come on, lady, listen to your kid. He's clearly the brains of the family.
Hey, what's with Sensei?
Jay speaks with Cole's voice, and somehow that's not even the last one of the season. The ninja arrive at Torchfire Mountain, and they each have the fang blade that corresponds to their color, except for Zane, because there is no white one.
It is beautiful, is it not?
Whoa, Sensei, that's what someone who's gonna jump would say. Hold on a minute. And yeah, Wu says his visions are coming to an end. He can't see tomorrow. This is really setting up for a Wu death, something that was hinted at the start of the episode. Also, we get this fantastic line.
But Sensei!
Butts are for sitting.
He says it so casually. I love it. And the hammer is back. First it was used to build that box. Now it's destroying it. I really like the hammer character arc.
You think you can defeat me?
I'm not trying to defeat you. I'm just trying to keep you busy until the cavalry arrives.
Pythor is genuinely shaking. Look at him and listen to him too. It seems excessively scared to me, and then when he starts speaking it all goes away. Pythor is incredibly calculating. It's not in character for him to be that phased.
As much as I would like to play with your overgrown toys, I have a ride to catch.
See, jumping off the bounty is much more something I could imagine Pythor doing. Just kidding, they get saved.
This rattler-copter will never get us there in time.
What is he talking about? Helicopters can reach insane speeds, much faster than a truck. Must be a poorly designed vehicle. Which snake bit it? In this first shot, there are Hypnobrai, but when the people get knocked over, there are definitely no snakes. Also, that kid comes back, and when he's talking to his mom here, there's only one person in the booth behind her, but on the zoom in, there's 2.
See, Mommy? Snakes!
I love this kid. Can he be a ninja? He'll have the element of stating the obvious. And wait, where's Hat and Hoodie Guy and the Hairbun Lady? Did they get eaten? No!
Patience, kid. You're too important now that you're the chosen one.
Patience, the student has become the teacher.
That's actually a good point. Remember in the pilot episodes, Kai's very first scene was about him lacking patience. He's come a long way. This model never made it into a set, I don't believe. I really wish it had. I would pay a lot of money for this snake truck. Wait a minute. When those cannons came out of the snake, they were on the main section, but here they're on the tail part. What is up with this episode? I feel like I'm picking out way more than usual.
Let me see. This is fun.
Sensei is such a vibe.
Don't let them reach the front.
I'll personally see to it myself.
That was a redundant statement. He already said personally, so saying myself at the end was unnecessary. Just one of the other scales, pick one.
Hold this, please.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Oh. Scales gets cooked, and I'm with the Serpentine. I'd leave too after that. He didn't have his staff a second ago.
This is turning into a habit with him!
Kai is referencing the fire temple in the second pilot episode when Wu went into the underworld alone. But logically, Wu should not have done that. The ninja could have easily taken Pythor and everything would be over in a few minutes. And he doesn't even stop Pythor, come on, man. Pythor is so deceived and obsessed with awakening the Devourer that he's not even willing to think about how to control it. Like really, he wants revenge on humans so bad that he's willing to destroy the whole world to get it. But when the Devourer is revealed and Pythor sees it, he realizes his mistake, only to be stopped by Master Wu.
Go, ninja! Go!
No! Sensei!
Oh my goodness, this thing is terrifying. It's massive. This faraway shot does a fantastic job of showing its scale. Pun intended. This is also the first time an episode has ended with the "to be continued," and the credits have no music, only a heartbeat sound. This episode was crazy. The whole thing was a chase. The instant Pythor stole the blades, it was only a matter of time before he was able to get to Ouroboros. The entire thing was the ninja desperately trying to stop him and failing. This and the final episode feel a lot like a part 1 and part 2. This is the rise of the Great Devourer, and the next is the day of the Great Devourer. As a season finale, the Devourer is hard to beat. I love this shot of the Devourer. Faraway shots are perfect for showing the scale of something to the audience. With that being said, we do only have one episode to go, the finale of the season. I hope you guys have been enjoying the season. I know I've had a good time. I'll do a little full season overview at the end of next episode, and then we'll talk about plans going forwards. Oh baby, it's the final episode of season 1. We've reached the end. Alright, so I'm going to go through this episode like normal, and then give my full season thoughts at the end. I'll also talk about plans for season 2 and the future of the channel. The wiki said that this moment was in slight reference to Avatar: The Last Airbender when Azula killed Aang in the Avatar state. And yeah, I can see that. Also, Wu, as far as we can tell, is dead. That fade out is confirmation that he is gone. This scene helps show the Devourer's power. It killed Wu! What?
I'll try to make it to Scatter Canyon.
Probability of us making it that far is less than 8%.
Also, ever since Zane found out he's a robot, has he been able to do robot-y stuff? Like here it seems like he does some calculation to find out the chance of survival. He couldn't do that before, right? Did he flip some switches to activate a whole bunch of new abilities? Maybe they were shut off by his father before he died?
Coming in for another attack! Port side!
We're losing speed! We'll drop to the ground pretty soon!
This sequence of the ninja running from the Devourer is really cool. The music fits well, there's a lot of yelling, the Devourer starts taking bites out of the bounty. Viewer anxiety is at an all-time high, and that is exactly what is needed. Kai throws Wu's teapot overboard, no! That is a cool effect. Nothing to analyze, just cool.
Goodbye, old friend.
The Destiny's Bounty has been around since episode 2, and now it's gone. From this, rightfully so, Jay starts to panic. The mood shifts so hard from the last episode where everyone was on their way to destroy the Fang Blades. The ninja are scared, starting to feel hopeless, and arguing.
We've persevered through so much. We can't just give up now. A ninja never admits defeat. A ninja always picks himself up when he's down, which is exactly what Sensei Wu would want us to do right now.
Wow, Kai, if only there was a phrase that perfectly encapsulated what you were trying to say. Huh. Too bad I can't think of any.
The Devourer will eat us all!
All that effort to unleash the Devourer and no one stopped to ask how Pythor would control it? The Devourer is known to devour everything. You know what's made of everything? Snakes. This is a massive design flaw in the Serpentine's plan. Just saying. Who designed these blueprints? Kai, you're a blacksmith, not an engineer. Maybe Nia helped out or something? She built her Samurai X suit, so she must know some stuff.
You still have a recording of the sacred flute in your memory bank?
It might have been destroyed earlier, but I have its exact tone recorded and ready for playback.
How? How? Was he able to go into his memories and copy the sound? Did he learn how to do that?
Everyone's getting together for a rally in the city, to raise awareness about all the Serpentine problems that have been surfacing lately.
Well, those rallies are too late. All the Serpentine have left. Well, except for one.
Fire!
Ah, the tornado of creation. I've already spoken about it in previous episodes, so we'll leave it at that. The ultrasonic raider is freaking sick, though. No complaints here.
Well, I hope one of us created a reverse feature, because... Reverse! How's this for reverse?
Jay speaks in Cole's voice. Huh? Wait, that's it? That's the last voice error for the whole season? Oh, it only took us to 12 minutes before the season ended.
It's got a weak spot!
How convenient. Oh, Zane's dead. Once again, has Zane never been damaged before? How did something like this not happen sooner? Alright, that'll be my last complaint about Zane's human-robot shenanigans. We've come far enough.
Hey, what do you say? We want snakes to slither away!
This is supposed to be the Royal Blacksmiths, Cole's dad's quartet, but he is not here. There is 2 of this man and no Lou. Wait, it changed. Is that him? It kinda looks off. Why are Knuckles and Cruncha booing? They helped fight the snakes a few episodes ago.
See, Mommy? Snakes!
These renditions of the Royal Blacksmith look like 2023 AI art. Okay, that's not how ice works, but we'll ignore it.
People are recommended to flee or run away, waving their arms wildly while screaming like little children.
There you go, this guy's got it.
Our dragons are back!
Why? Why? You know what? Whatever. They're dragons, they get a pass. The Ultra Dragon is awesome. It uses all 4 elements in tandem with each ninja, where once again, Earth power is just physically hitting something. That was nasty, and a great way to remind the audience that the fight is not over and not going to be easy.
Give me the weapons. I am the only one who can handle the power of all 4 weapons at once. It's the only thing that'll defeat the Devourer.
Kai making this face is very in character. He fought Garmadon to stop this very thing. The idea of Lord Garmadon needing to be the one to kill the Devourer is an interesting plot twist.
I don't think this needs to be said, but we're gonna need these back.
And they were never seen again. Seriously, they don't get the weapons back until season 10. So the ninja try to get the Devourer trapped. Somehow. These shots make you realize just how massive this thing is. While reviewing this part of the episode, I looked out my window onto the road a couple times and imagined the head the size of a car. It was horrifying. You should do it too. Never mind, it's the size of a house. And that's definitely above average. That would be me if you subscribe. Jay uses his true potential here even though he doesn't have his golden weapon. I was under the impression that that was a requirement. Zane too, he uses his ice powers without his shurikens. They haven't unlocked that yet. The fact that they managed to do this is crazy to me. But, I mean, it worked. So, yeah.
You bit me once. Now feel what it's like to be bitten back.
Solid one-liner. 8 out of 10. Would one line again. The gunk reached Jumanakai Village? That is not in Ninjago City. So the Ultra Dragon is just the 4 original dragons in one body. I wonder if they get into arguments often. It's not like they can take some time away from each other and cool off.
Sensei Wu!
Sensei Wu? He is like the son of a god, so I'd imagine he could survive. Though at the start it was definitely made to seem like he was killed. People don't fade out into the stars unless they're dead. Maybe he had some Gandalf moment where he was sent back. That would have been cool to see.
The great devourer left a bad taste in my mouth. Much better.
That was a good one. Well, that does it. The first season of Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu is over. Like I said at the start of the pilot episodes, Ninjago holds a special place in my heart, and this is my way of staying connected to the show as more than just a casual viewer. I know I picked on the logic and plotline a lot, but in actuality, I love this show. For a season 1, it was very solid. Each ninja got a decent amount of screen time, with maybe Cole getting the least, but not by much. As for character development, I believe Kai's was the best. I also like the development that we got in Lloyd. I know it wasn't a lot, but he went from being an obnoxious, kind of evil brat to mature enough to understand that he has to kill his father to save the world. Maybe I should have talked about him more. He didn't have a ton of screen time though. I really liked how each ninja and Nia got their special moment. For the 4 ninja, it was their true potential. With Nia, it was her reveal as the samurai. Each character felt needed. If you removed one of them, the story would not have worked the way it did. I feel like the first half of this season was a lot of setup for the second half, which is somewhat necessary for a new show to build up characters and the plot. Once Pythor entered the scene, the story really took off in my opinion. He was a good villain. He was locked away for years plotting his revenge. Once he got out, he was so obsessed with destroying the surface that he was blinded to the fact that he was also about to destroy himself. He's sneaky, charismatic, and oozes deception. What more could you want? This season was written to head directly into Season 2, The Legacy of the Green Ninja. Because of that, characters like Lloyd and Garmadon have only had half of their arc. Garmadon is in a super interesting position. He didn't choose his evilness, but is forced to live with the consequences of someone else's actions. Now we get to the big question. Am I doing Season 2? Yes, I am. I always intended to do the first 2 seasons, but after that, no guarantee. I want to do some other movies and shows as well. I don't know if I would do another show in this episode-to-episode format unless it was really short or I'm not doing Ninjago anymore, but movies, I definitely want to do. If you're watching this in the future and I've already got a bunch of stuff posted, go check it out. Future me will appreciate you. Until then, I want to thank everyone who's joined me for this wild ride, and I hope you like the analysis of every episode.